So, last time in Renascence, you guys following through on your plan to head off Loshrog and Bloodbeard as they attempted to escape the arraignment and the bloodbath in Freeport. You guys had split up and found a way to sort of meet up in the middle of the ocean between Freeport and the island of Toure, and found yourselves face to face with Loshrog's capital ship, flying in a storm 1,000 feet above the sea. And somehow managed to break into the bottom of the ship, avoiding the vast majority of the ship's wards and protections, and set fire to its gunpowder store, blowing it to pieces and dropping it into the ocean. And it almost killed a few of you.
No.
Noelle and Alexi both dropped down to 0 hit points. Had to be woken or grabbed mid-air as your party plummeted towards the ocean. And thanks to some quick spell casting and wild shaping, a pair of Quetzalcoatls were able to save the party before they hit the water. And were able to watch as the wreckage of Loshrog's flying ship plunged into the water alongside its massive crew. So we are picking up there. The party is currently a few hundred feet above the sea, on the back of a pair of Quetzalcoatls, watching. And are there any questions before we begin?
Well, I'll say it. That was fucked up on so many levels.
Everything's fine.
Fuck.
Everything's fine.
I'm so glad you agree, Lauren.
Fuck.
Oh, Jesus.
Speak for yourself.
That was not a confident squawk.
No. God, no. There was no confidence in that squawk.
Yeah.
Lauren does have a plan to deal with the storm.
So we're currently at Quetzalcoatl.
Yes.
Well, I
So-
think Noelle Quetzalcoatl is going to. I guess I'm hearing Burberry and John. Is that correct? Or is that where we've landed on?
I believe so.
Okay.
I know. I mean, I know I was on you.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to start, I guess, diving a bit and seeing the wreckage land and seeing if there are any survivors as things crash.
Okay. I'll say with your Quetzalcoatl scores, go ahead and make a perception check.
Does anyone have that pulled up? Because I did that at the second.
No. I use a Lauren stuff for
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, I will roll. Okay, doesn't matter. It's that one.
Okay. It is stormy. It is churning waves. There is a massive battleship. All parts of it, burning furiously despite the rain, split into, slowly sink into the water. There is shrapnel and driftwood, crates and barrels and bodies bobbing up and down all across, your field of view. I'd say it's hard to get a good count, especially lacking Noelle's actual mental faculties.
Cool.
I'll say this. There are, some survivors, it looks like, somehow. Some individuals here and there who are struggling to sort of swim to some floating wreckage, who are already clinging to wreckage and are sort of calling out. You can hear, weak voices hacking and coughing, over the sound of the rain. But exact numbers are hard to gauge. I will say, there's a lot of corpses visible in the water right now. A lot of dead bodies floating around.
It might just be my Quetzalcoatlus brain, but I think she just keeps attacking the ones that are alive.
Okay, sure.
It's like, we're doing this.
If
Okay.
I
We're
see Noelle
committing.
doing that, I'm gonna be like, bet. And then I'm gonna have Gideon and Alexi just on my back. Squat. Dive.
Sure. Well, I'll say this then. Go ahead and roll some initiative.
I should probably actually pull up the stat book, man.
Do I have to? I'm not gonna help.
You don't, but you are on my back.
You are present.
Oh wait, are we doing the D20 or the D10?
Oh, right.
D10s. D10s.
God dang it! I actually rolled good on my D20.
I rolled terribly, so it all balances out.
Well, I rolled good on my D20. I don't know about my D10. But it could be terrible.
That's
Oh,
a
and it's terrible.
7 for Quetzalcoatl Noel.
It is a 6 for Alorn.
That's not bad.
It's highs for Burberry. Much to my chagrin. 13.
13.
Hence the chagrin.
While they're doing their thing, I'm just gonna go look for my boat. They need help. I'm
Okay.
not too far away.
Okay, fair enough.
Burberry's like, take me with you, Barnaby. I want nothing to do with this.
Propelled by
okay,
his flying
so-
boots.
So I feel like what happens is Burberry sees all the corpses and like hides his face in the feathers of the Quetzalcoatl, and then just feels his stomach go straight up to his throat as it dives. That seems realistic, right?
That's
Yeah,
about right.
that's yeah.
Okay.
There's my boat being.
It's all David's
What
thought
was
about.
your initiative, Barnaby?
I didn't roll initiative, but I can if you need me to.
Just for the sake of keeping things orderly.
All right.
Oh, also look for a magic carpet.
Oh yeah.
6.
Take
Six
120 damage. There might not be a magic carpet anymore.
I don't feel like there is one, but just in case. We can say we did
He
look
was
for
2 days from retirement.
Yeah, John, what was your initiative?
No, he actually was retired. He came out of retirement for the ship.
That's probably true.
I didn't know John was fighting. I thought it was just Lauren and.
You're on our backs.
You are on one of their backs.
My
If you
Ah.
would like to dismount, or if you would like to stay on their backs. Either way, I just need everyone in initiative order to manage.
I got an 8.
8. Okay. So, top of the order then is going to be John, Alexi, and Noelle. So,
Is Alexa yelling at Alorn?
Alexi is
not
barely
conscious.
conscious.
Oh, he is conscious. That's great.
Yeah, Gideon crammed a potion down his throat. But yeah, Alexi is barely conscious. And I think he is just like kind of clinging to Noelle's back and seeing what she's doing. Sorry, Noelle's back.
Alorn's back.
Wait,
Oh, yeah,
Alexi is on my back?
No, Alexi's on Alorn's back,
Oh,
but
I
he
thought you
keeps
said
saying
Noelle's.
Noelle.
I thought Gideon was holding Alexi.
Gideon had him.
I think Gideon and Alexi were both on my back.
Gideon doesn't need to be on your back. Gideon can
I know
fly.
he doesn't need to be, but
If you pick them up, then
I
they're on your
did
back.
pick
Okay.
them back. Yeah.
Okay. Then Alexi is flying around on Noelle's back. God damn it, Aloran's back. Noelle is dive bombing, I believe, with John and Burberry. And
Yes.
yeah. So Noel, you're attacking some of the survivors.
I'm just trying to pick off probably easy targets, things like people that are just kind of flailing in the water.
Yeah, I will definitely say this. This does not look like it's going to be difficult. Like these, even as you draw close to them, like you can see the people who are conscious and swimming, they look terrible. Like there's blood kind of spreading out across the water around them. Their movements are very like lethargic and very much a struggle for anyone to accomplish anything. Like the explosion may not have killed them, but the fall definitely nearly did. And it is not hard for you to just start like just dive bombing, picking people up, dropping them, just tearing into them. How many attacks do you have per turn?
3, I think.
Yeah,
Let me double check. Sorry.
How many attacks per turn?
Oh, I think it's just the one. Just one for Quetzalcoatl.
just
One.
Just
Yeah.
the bites.
Okay.
The bite.
So
I
yeah,
don't
I'll say
provoke
go ahead.
opportunity attacks, though.
That's true. So go ahead and give me a roll to hit.
Okay. Ooh, 18 plus stuff.
Okay. Definitely hitting. And I think you're rolling like 66 plus strength or something.
It's 36 plus 2 normally.
And then an extra 3d6 for dive bombing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want me to roll it?
Yeah, I'll say go ahead and roll it. If it's low, we'll say it's no kill, but your odds
That's
are
a
really fucking
pretty decent roll. 3, 6, 9 plus 11 plus 2, 22.
20. Yeah, okay. So that's a dead guy. You just fucking bend down, fucking snap the beak over him, and he just like fucking goes limp in your jaws before you fly away. Alexi will follow suit with a firebolt at the fellow next to him. But he is struggling again to focus, very severely burned, and the bolt just kind of goes wide out into the dark. John, anything from you?
I don't really. I'm still on their back, right? So I can't really do anything other than range attacks, right?
I mean, you can drop off into the water if you want. Like you are a swimmer.
I thought that honestly.
You've got that swim speed.
We can pick you back up if you need to get a ride again.
Yeah, no, I'll drop into the water and take out my glaive and just start like dolphin swimming, spearing people.
Sweet. Okay, yeah, go ahead and give me some rolls to hit.
Okay. This is my glaive. It's a 19 to hit.
19. Yeah, definitely hitting.
Maybe 1d10 plus 6 slashing plus my. I'm not raging, right? So plus 4. Is it proficiency and strength or just strength?
Yep, proficiency plus, or no, just strength for damage.
Well, it's 4 either way. Okay, so 1d10 plus 1d6 plus 4. So that'd be 12 damage.
Okay, yeah. I mean, again, these are the men who remained conscious after an explosion and a 1,000-foot fall somehow. There's not much left to them. And with 12 damage, while maybe not John's beefiest hit, is more than enough to drop the man in front of you. He's like scrambling to try and like get a hold of a piece of driftwood, and John just fucking like whoosh, out of the water and just like skewers him with the spear as he passes by. And the guy just slips off into the water.
This is pretty fucking evil. Holy shit.
Okay. For anyone who has any moral reservations, these guys are partially responsible to all the deaths in Freeport today.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, like, these guys are. This is pretty murderous. Lauren's fine with it. I'm just saying, as Chan is going, damn, this is kind of fucked.
Just pretend they're goblins.
So I'll use my extra attack to attack another one.
Yep. Go ahead and roll hit and damage.
16 to hit.
Yeah, that's hitting.
Damage.
13, yeah. And again, just another dead man as you fucking arc out of the water, swinging wide with the glaive, and just fucking slice deep into him, and he just falls back on the driftwood, just blood spraying everywhere. There will be, in response, a smattering of incantations from the water as the few cultists who still draw breath attempt to fire back at their attackers.
Could I? If they're on our back, wouldn't it be really hard for them to hit us? Like our
yeah,
passengers?
anyone who's on the back of a Quetzalcoatl is going to have at least half cover.
Okay.
But the two giant dinosaurs and the shark man diving through the water at them are probably taking precedence. So that is
Partial cover underwater.
Yeah. What is their attack to hit? +7. Okay, so a 15 against Lauren. Does that hit?
No.
Okay. Does a 23 hit Noel?
Just barely.
Okay. And does a 17 hit John?
I don't believe that hits John.
I don't believe so. Let me double check. No.
Okay. So there are, as I said, scattered incantations from around the wreckage, and you see multiple beams of crackling eldritch energy firing up from the surface of the ocean, just
They're all warlock.
shooting in your direction. Noel is the only one who takes any direct fire, though, and that's going to be 14 damage as a couple of bolts collide with your body as you arc away from your first attack. Next up in the order is going to be Gideon, Barnaby, and Lauren. Burberry was at the very top of the order. I also
Burberry is abstaining because no.
Fair. Okay. So Gideon, Barnaby, and Lauren are next.
I made the concentration check.
Okay.
I'll dive to the person next to me.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll the hit. Roll some damage.
Okay. I don't think that's gonna hit.
What was it?
A 7 + 4.
11?
Yeah.
It might not, actually.
Oh, really? I'd be shocked. Is it a poor little warlock baby?
You know what? We'll say, as you're like kind of weaving through the wreckage, like avoiding fire, like trying to snip at guys as they're shooting back at you, prioritizing your own safety. You are able to get one errant bite off on one guy you see who is he's conscious, he's breathing, he's like climbing up onto like a 3 wide section of driftwood, and he's got a knife in his hand, and he looks up at you as you draw close. He's just like, ah! And this dinosaur just clamps down on him.
Yep. Can I rip off his head?
Yeah, sure. And
Bet.
it just goes flying.
Can I chunk it at another cultist?
Sure. Yeah, it's a horrible, disgusting
Perfect.
bloodbath.
Wonderful.
Gideon, I think, is going to attempt to return fire with his own Eldritch Blasts at the various fellows shooting at you guys. So that is going to be... Ooh. Bad. Gideon is not aiming very well. Those roll terrible. 3, a 5, and a 7.
There's a hard turn right as he tries to fire.
He does have a +12, though.
Ooh.
So despite not being his best rolls, he will be dealing, bits of damage as he returns fire. So there's just this volley back and forth from the back of this dinosaur as Eldritch Blaster is being shot to and from the ocean. Barnaby, you are searching for your ship amidst this sudden firefight that's broken out. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
There's gonna be cultists
19.
all up in that that little boat.
19.
Yep.
I mean, Johnny called it. It's hard to tell initially, just because there is so much flotsam, kind of bouncing up and down in the surf, and you're constantly being pounded by this rain from the storm. But eventually, you do see a familiar shape, though substantially bulkier than you remember it when you flew up into the sky, leaving it down by the anchor. This long boat, shaped massive bodies as cultists are swimming towards and clambering up onto the side of this what looks to be pretty damaged but still floating collapsing boat. So what are you doing?
Well, we seem to have a pickle here, gentlemen. So you're on my boat. And I'm going to say the command word to make it not a boat anymore.
And lo and behold, the boat instantly contracts panel by panel into a tiny wooden box and just bobs in the water as about 10 or so of the surviving cultists who had gathered around it are dropped unceremoniously back into the water.
If I can, I want to grab it and then just fly up.
Sure. A couple of them are going to take swings at you as they're trying to tread water with blades in their hands.
Mm-hmm.
This one might hit, maybe. Does a 20 hit you? Dirty 20.
20. Mates beats it.
Okay. So you take a big fat 4 damage as one knife nicks your calf as you fly away with your folded boat.
Yeah, I'd be mad at me too.
So back to the top of the order. What is everyone doing?
I think
are
we're
we
just
carrying on with this slaughter? Is that the plan?
Yes. Yep. We started it. Might as well finish it.
So okay, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 of you, and I had of the 800 men who manned that ship.
Oh my god.
800 people? I thought it was 200.
That was what Gideon estimated.
Oh.
So there's 800 people?
Not that you guys would necessarily know this. In the coming weeks, when the East Alliance does, a casualty count of this battle, kind of salvaging bodies and, delving the wreckage, they would count around 800 bodies. I would say there are probably 40 conscious after that explosion and the drop. Between the 7 of you, it would probably only take about a minute for you guys to finish cleaning this up.
You mean 6? I'm not helping.
Okay, 6. A minute and 6 seconds.
Oh my god, this is so fucked.
I'll say this. Over the course of this short battle, you get... Jesus Christ. You will each take an additional 4 damage.
Oh no.
Alright. Anyways.
Barnaby, make a boat.
But at this point, a minute later, you are fairly confident there are no more Eldritch Blasts flying about, there are no gunshots, and there's no movement beyond just the regular sort of drifting to and fro in the waves of these bodies amidst all the wreckage. You can still see the fore and aft castles of this giant ship, both sort of like protruding up out of the water, about 100 meters apart. Their masts sort of jutting out perpendicular to them, like at odd angles out of the water. The sails on fire, very slowly continuing to sink below the waves. Barnaby, I assume, is now deploying his folding boat.
Yeah, once the job is done.
Sure.
Sweet.
So what are you guys doing?
Lauren is gonna drop everybody off,
Okay.
turn into a thing, back into herself, and she's gonna shout over the storm, "I'm so fucking sorry!"
What?
Lightning crashes in the distance.
What?
This 1 second! Dispel magic! At the storm.
Oh.
Go ahead and give me a dispel magic roll then.
Okay.
Yeah, Noelle will be Noelle again on the ship.
Alright,
Okay.
so it was a 7 plus 4.
A 7 plus 4.
Yeah, I just rolled 2 sevens in a row. It's bullshit.
Okay. You let loose this incantation of disruptive, raw arcana and pray, that you are still have enough strength in you to force this spell through. But there's just so much storm here, and unfortunately, an 11 is not going to be high enough to dispel
Alright,
it.
I'm gonna upcast it.
I will
I'll
give you
try it
bardic
again.
inspiration for this.
Thank you. Okay.
That's an ability check, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, what's Bardic Inspiration?
D8.
A D8? Okay, I'm on D8. So I rolled a 15 with my plus 4. Ooh, a 7. Okay,
So 22.
yeah.
Taking strength from your friend, you let loose one more time, another jamming spell, and this time you feel a hold. You grab onto something in the air, and with the power of this spell, begin to force it apart, untangling it and throwing it to the winds. And within seconds, you can see the rain beginning to slow. You see the lightning begin to fade away in the distance, and pockets begin to open up in the clouds overhead, widening, letting down rays of light that grow and grow until less than a minute later, this massive storm system that spanned the horizon has completely faded away, and you are left under a clear sky of orange and brilliant pink as the sun sets a bloody red over the sea in the distance. All the while, the ship continues to burn and sink ever slowly into the ocean.
Alright, now that we can hear each other, I'm so fucking sorry, guys.
What?
Noelle, I'm so sorry. She walks up to you, gives you a hug. I'm so sorry. I think I just killed you. I did kill you. I know I did. I'm so sorry.
I just remember a loud noise, and then everything went dark.
Sam,
Oh, Alexi. Oh, you sweet poor child. She'll take off her little amulet of the drunkard, plop it on him, and then just here, have some alcohol. And then she'll just start bottle
this
feeding
is so
him.
bad for burns. I know you know this. I'm gonna be so dehydrated.
And she will feed him water, and she will heal him with the amulet of the drunkard.
Now that
It doesn't work with water. It's got to be alcohol.
What is alcohol?
Oh, you said water.
No, I said.
Okay.
Actually, no. I think she'd ask. She'd be like, "Okay, Alexi, I have beer, I have wine, and I have just straight liquor. What do you want?"
Water.
Okay, we'll do a mixeroo. She'll pour alcohol and water together.
a good old
and be like,
50-50.
Yep.
Sure.
And she'll be like, "It's water, but don't stop drinking."
Thank you. Honestly, he does not seem to notice. He is too too badly. I mean, he is very, very seriously burned, as Noel would be as well.
All right.
Yep.
As most of you are, but the two of you definitely got the worst of it.
So that'll be 4d4s.
44 plus 4. Yep.
All right, let me roll that. See what I can do for little Alexi here.
Now that I'm Noel again, I will glance up and see if I see any, like, shreds of carpet drifting in the wind.
All right, tell
Give me a
me
perception check.
how I fucking rolled
I'll assist with the perception.
4
check.
3s.
4 threes.
Ooh.
I rolled 4 3s and then plus a
So
4.
12 plus 4 is 16.
Yeah, 16.
Okay.
Perception was a 26.
26. With a 26, I will say, looking up at the clear sky under a setting sun, there are no dark, distant shreds of carpet floating in the air overhead. It is empty as empty can be up there.
We'll break it to him later, okay?
You put alcohol in this, didn't you? As Alexi
No!
is starting to feel a little bit better. I definitely need water.
Here's
He
more.
starts
And then she'll
rummaging in his
actually
bag.
hand him water. Be like, I was healing you. Don't you feel a little bit better?
I do, but
Here's
I can't
water.
locate
Thank you.
object for magic carpet.
you want to cast locate object?
For magic carpet.
Sure.
I think it's
Um,
gone.
With a locate object spell,
I mean, I have one last level 2 spell slot. And I need something to focus on.
you don't get a very strong signal. It's diffuse. You feel what feels like hundreds of tiny pulls in almost every direction around you.
Yup. It's gone.
And it's not long before the spell fades completely, unable to really grasp these shreds of what was once a magic carpet.
Alright, well, everyone's in a boat. The storm's gone. We're safe. I'm gonna go by the shipwreck in an hour-ish. Try to loot. And then see if I can hear what Lost Rock says, okay?
I'm not sure I want to be here when he...
No, you guys are gonna be gone. You'll be gone. I can catch up to y'all.
I don't think you should be here when he gets here.
Fine. I can turn into a little fish. They'll never know I'm here. Oh, that reminds me. She'll, like, take off one of her magic items and put on her amulet of non-detection. Now he'll never be able to find me while I'm here.
Well, presumably he's just now learning something weird's going on now that the storm is gone. I don't think any of them had time to sending stone to him.
I would be surprised. I wouldn't rule it out, but I would be surprised.
But seeing a clear sky with no boat flying overhead, yeah, I think he'll figure that out pretty quick. Are you... I was gonna ask Gideon, are you doing okay?
I feel as if I took another one of those lasers to the face, but I'm okay.
Sorry about that.
I certainly understand your decision.
It worked.
It did. I don't think we would have had any other option.
I know. I wanted y'all to get farther away, but
And
That-
we go home now.
yep.
Please.
Y'all. Lauren will hop into the water.
You're gonna hop into the water?
Yep.
Are you really not coming, Lauren?
I'll be fine. I got mild shape. And I still have one polymorph left, so I can swim.
You know, you can sit in the boat. It didn't get blowed up.
No.
I think she's telling us to go, Barnaby.
She's staying behind.
Alright, suit yourself.
Well, we killed all the culprits, so we probably have. He said he was about 2 hours away, so by the time he gets here, I'll have my wild shapes. I'll be able to be a fish down by the wreckage. And that lasts for like 4 hours. And if I just stay far enough away, I might be able to hear something and learn something at the same time. And then I can skedoodle and swim away. And then come back up and fly back to y'all.
I sincerely hope that you are right. Because I don't know how we could come save you if you're not.
I really want to know if I can learn something. Lauren, I think, is also riding the high of just destroying Washarog ship. She's like, yeah, I got this.
I would ask Alexi and Gideon, now that we have a clear view of the space, how far are we from Freeport and Ture, respectively? Like, if you had to guess. Like, can we see that island we would have been kind of near?
If Gideon would be willing to give me a lift. Sure. Come here. They will fly up into the air together and probably rise about 500 feet up.
That's cute.
Kind of do a quick loop before they return back to the ship.
Do they make out
Do
while
they
we're not there?
kiss?
Is there a little peckaroo up there?
No.
Aw.
Alexi is craning his neck to try and get a sense of space and direction.
Is he holding him like bridal style?
Princess Carrie?
Yeah,
No
is he
comment.
princess carrying?
Quick side note, while they're going to look up, I think Burberry is going to cast funerary rites.
Sure. I think as you do that, you do feel a sudden graveness. This battlefield, if you can call it that, as much death has just took place here. It's harrowing, and as you sort of recite these prayers, which you've not had many occasions to actually put to practice, you feel something new, Burberry, I think. A strange widening of your awareness, of your perception, and a deepening of your connection to the higher planes. A connection that you've drawn on many, many times, but for the first time, you feel like you can almost feel a divine presence beside you. And there's a moment as you finish the prayer and you kind of glance down. You see over the edge of the ship a sourceless shadow of a tall, winged, humanoid figure cast over the side of the boat. Very quickly, it spreads its wings, takes flight, and you lose it in the glitter of the water.
Nice. Is this a boat that has a below decks?
It
No.
is a single deck ship.
Okay, Burberry's gonna go be in a completely inhuman lump for 2 seconds before being a person again.
Sure. Eventually, Gideon and Alexi will land again, and Alexi will say, I think we're about 30 miles or so from Toure. If we head back the way that we came, Noel, I don't think we'd be sailing for more than an hour through the dark, if we're lucky.
Okay.
Maybe
Here.
2.
I can give you a booster if you open up those sails. Wait, I have gust of wind. I've never used it before. I can finally use it.
Are you sure about this?
Connie, no. Lauren, yeah.
Alexi's just gonna do a quick perusal of his spell list before he never sees you again.
Oh no, he's gonna try to hold person me. No, bitch. You're being dumb. Get on the boat.
He is... I think he's out of good spells he can use to help you. Fortunately. Gideon may not be in such a bad spot. I think he might leave you with a buff if he has one. He can give you invisibility for an hour. If you're planning to stay behind.
I'll give her Death Ward.
That's a good idea.
I should have prepared something like that.
I don't know what Death Ward is. Let's see.
You know, it's funny, I've never actually used it before.
Now's the time.
What's funny is Burberry has benefited from a very similar effect multiple times before.
It's lovely. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
whenever you drop to 0, you drop to 1 instead. So it's basically it gives you.
Ooh.
Well, once.
Oh yeah. That could be really helpful if things
Yeah.
take a really bad turn.
It is one use of Relentless Endurance, basically.
Yep, and it lasts for 8 hours, so you should be fine.
Yeah, that would be great.
Hopefully you don't need it.
I'm planning on doing it.
Thank Noelle, she saved me from using that little spell slot.
Thank you. Yeah, no, my plan is to be as safe as possible. I just want to see if I hear him go like, we're gonna go back and destroy Freeport or something like that, you know? Because that could be really good information to know. Especially if he's gonna be really angry.
He might be a little upset.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be a little upset. So I'm curious where his mindset's going to go. Because if he's gonna target Freeport again, that's something we're gonna need to know. Especially since part of it is destroyed. As it is.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if we can do much, but if you need us, you have
Oh,
my
wait.
sending stone.
Alexi, my sending stone, please.
Right.
Oh, jeez, that would have been awkward.
Reach into his pocket and hand it to you.
Oh, thank God. Okay, now we'll be okay. Now we'll let you know if things go bad.
Okay. Stay safe, Lauren.
I think we'll probably be taking the teleportation circle back to Freeport. We'll let them know to expect you. Who knows? The East Alliance ships may not be that far off at this point. They could be close enough to help if something happens.
Well, wouldn't they have been able to see them if they were kind of close?
At that distance.
They're like hours off, probably not, but
Gotcha.
we're probably heading in opposite directions. We may run into each other.
Dope. Well, then I will cast Gust of Wind.
And with that, Barnaby's folding boat will be propelled eastward with sudden speed and begin sailing back towards Toure. Or not back, I guess, onwards towards Toure. So, as the party sails, without a Warren, is there anything you guys need to attend to on your voyage?
Off. I'm going to eat, like, all of the squidsicles that I have left. Second, I'm going to ask if Barnaby has any gumbo in his heat thing.
Always do. Although it might be a little burnt after the explosion.
Well, it's fine. It doesn't have to be cooked well for me to eat my feelings.
Respect.
Fair enough. So-
I was going to, I guess, given that he's got more experience with the Eastern Alliance than I do, ask Alexei if there's anyone I could sending to possibly have them intercept or that could get a word out to look for us while we head back that way.
If I had thought to ask for names, I would have. We were in such a rush. Okay, you could hit up Callus Barasath. He's communications mage back at Freeport. He could get word out. Triton Fellow, he'll conjure up a small illusory image of a very pale Triton with these like deep yellow and blue sort of stripings on his skin, and this like fan, like a very short cropped fan of fins kind of flaring out the back of his head, dressed in the Eastern Alliance naval uniform.
Okay. His name is Callus.
Yes.
Okay. I'll cast sending to him. I'll say, Callus, this is Noel of the Lost Emeralds. We have completed a harrowing mission heading east towards Touré. If any boats are out, tell them to look for us. Yeah, that's probably all I got.
I think the reply that you get is very prompt and quick. You hear, message received, Lost Emeralds. Your missive will be passed along to the proper channels on Touré. Glad to hear you're safe. And that's it.
Okay. I would also go over to Burberry and just say, I'm sorry that I've felt so inclined as to finish the job like that.
Oh, no, it made complete and utter sense. I mean, it was... I was lucky I missed on most of it, but, it does make sense, and they were really not on the good side. And if you think about it cosmically, they definitely deserved it, but still.
I had to... I wasn't really thinking straight. I had an intelligence of 2. But...
Bad.
I just kept thinking about what happened in Freeport today, and how these people are siding with Rock, and I just couldn't stand to see them, any of them, get away and retaliate on us.
Burberry, pats you reassuringly,
It's totally fine. You did what you thought was right. That's all that anybody ever does, right?
I know. I just didn't mean to drag you along. You were just the first person I caught.
That or fall in the water.
True. Well, I think we're all still a little shell-shocked, but...
100%.
I'm glad
It's fucked.
Yeah, I'm glad you're okay, at least. I'm glad we're all okay. I don't know. Noel probably just stands at the edge of the boat and looks out And that's what I'd do for basically the whole trip.
I think shortly after you wrap up that conversation, Gideon will probably cross the ship over towards you and just give you a very soft hand on the shoulder and say, "We did good. We did very good. Far better than I could have hoped, truth be told."
Celebratory squid pop?
Thank you, but I'm good.
I know. It was just grisly.
Fortunately, that is an unavoidable reality of this sort of work.
Today was not easy. Seeing Freeport be attacked and acting out of just pure hatred of those people. I don't think I've ever experienced anything quite as intense as today. That's all.
It does take me back. I am hopeful that this is the worst it ever is.
I imagine this is something you went through a few times in your life.
I can think of one specific instance of protracted death and destruction like this. Did you ever make it out to Holborn?
No, I don't think so.
If you ever do, you'll see what I mean.
Thank you for your help today.
I'm glad I could be of some help. I was hesitant, truth be told. But considering the win we just got, I think it was absolutely worth it in hindsight.
I mean, I'm pretty astounded you decided to come. Just because I know that you have a lot of responsibility and you are pretty important back at the Presidium.
I would not call it important as much as obligated. But that is often my biggest reservation in getting involved personally. Things go wrong, then that is probably it for the Gatewatch out here. So I'm very, very glad that it didn't.
Well, I think you are very important. I think we'd be dead without you.
Oh,
What?
You're
Oh.
not there, Johnny.
I was waggling my eyebrows.
Oh,
Yeah.
I am in a relationship. Thank you very much.
I mean, Gideon will give a small smile and just kind of pat you on the back and let the hand fall and just say, you know, I appreciate that. I think in the coming weeks there's going to be a lot of conversations I'm going to be dragged into thanks to all this, which I hope things work out. And well, I think with your passive insight, and Gideon is not necessarily being, deceptive or withholding. I think you glean enough of his body language and his tone here that you sense there is a little bit more on his mind than just what just transpired. This sounds as though he is referring to something larger, aside from this whole ordeal.
Are you...
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, are you, is your mind elsewhere, Gideon? You seem a little distracted. More so than even myself, I think.
I am trying to collect my thoughts. As I said, I expect there will be many more conversations over the coming weeks with many of our leaders.
I think Burberry actually pulls out one of the twin books that Noelle bought him, and offers it to Gideon and says,
Well, I know that, you've been doing us a lot of favors, and also we probably dragged you into this a little, blind. But if you ever need to contact us or have any questions for us or need our help with anything, and we do seem to find ourselves targeting your door quite a lot, if you would like, this one talks to a book that I have. You can write it in and I can read what's written. Or, you can ask one of the others to write in it and read that. You know what I mean.
There is a faint smile as you offer this gift to him, which he will slowly but graciously take from your hands and stow in his bag. So I will pass this along to Aaron. Thank you. It's been a long time since the Watch has had allies.
And don't worry, I won't let Lauren have it at any point. My copy.
I am under the impression she has other means of communicating with Gerald, but...
Oh, I didn't mean for Gerald. I just meant
Thank you.
she does have a tendency of trolling you a little bit.
Well, this will be
He
an Aaron's
smacked the
possession.
shit out of me.
You're not there!
He smacked the shit out of me.
I'm muting your ass. But Gideon will nod and he will take the book for sure.
Also, this is out of character, and I'm not saying this out loud, but Gideon is also an excellent font of knowledge in general.
It's true.
Fair.
That's a good choice for the book, honestly.
So, as the party continues to sail eastward towards Toure, the sun continues to set. Behind them, Aloran
It's dead.
floats alone.
No.
Lifeless
Hopefully
in
not.
the water.
Hopefully not.
Aloran floats alone on a still sea amidst hundreds of crushed and burned corpses and the wreckage of a 100-gun warship. What are you doing?
Honestly, I think I would probably swim to the wreckage,
Okay.
kind of chill on top of it, and float
It is
down
on
with
fire.
it. Oh, is it not sunk yet?
No.
Oh,
It is still slowly sinking.
Well, I'm gonna be on the opposite side of the boat,
Okay.
from where I believe Lasharag and Bloodbeard will be coming from,
Okay.
and I'll just kind of float there and take a short rest.
Okay. So as you float amidst the countless corpses,
Lasharag
Catching your
pops out.
breath.
Hey, bitch!
the sun sinks ever lower past the horizon. The sky begins to darken. And at the end of your short rest, you will see the first stars beginning to come out overhead. So what are you doing now? Also, if you're taking a short rest, you should probably roll your hit dice if you haven't already.
Oh yeah, I haven't actually used any hit dice, so yes, I will do that. Okay. So I have 98. Okay. We'll start off. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna roll 4 first and see where that gets me.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm at I will roll another 4.
Well, don't forget that you add your Constitution modifier to each of those dice.
Oh, I do?
Yes. Don't forget.
I was at 40. My con, so that'd be an extra 12. Okay. I will do another 2.
Okay.
And I will do. I should have just rolled the number 4. Oh well. Okay. I am over full health now.
Okay.
So I'm full health.
Catching your breath. A bit of dramatic magic tending
I
your
have
wounds.
1d8. Lovely.
The sky darkening, the ship and its flames finally stuffing themselves out as it fully submerges beneath the water. An hour later, you are feeling quite rested and rejuvenated and ready for
Aftershock.
whatever's next.
Cool.
So what are you doing?
Lauren will then turn into a fish and be kind of hanging around the wreckage.
Just swimming around?
Yup.
Are you going into the ship, or are you just kind of swimming around the exterior?
Actually, okay, how slowly is this ship moving underwater?
So by the end of your short rest, the masts have completely submerged. Like, the ship is completely underwater at this point. All that's left on the surface are floating bodies, some of which you have noticed in the distance around you have been kind of like bobbed a little bit and then yanked down by something.
Yes.
And, you know, the various bits of broken wood and, you know, sail and rope and crates and barrels that are floating in the water around you. Turning into a fish and being able to swim down into the dark.
Actually, before I do that,
I'd say that the ship is probably about...
wait, I'm not going to turn into a fish yet.
Okay.
I'm going to swim into the ship and try to find the captain's quarters.
Okay. So, swimming down towards the ship, it's about 200 or 300 feet underwater at this point, and still sinking slowly.
Okay.
So swimming down towards the top deck, you can see the rear portion of the ship with one mast still protruding out from it. You can see the cannons on the deck have all either slid off as the ship is sort of tilted in one direction. They have like either rolled off down and sunk even deeper, or else like gotten wedged in their kind of cannon ports along the railing of the ship, and are just kind of hanging. Ropes and strips of the sail are sort of trailing behind the mast as it continues to sink, and you can see, despite the destruction, those magic circles, which Gideon had mentioned, they are still intact, it looks like.
Okay, well, fuck that.
I'm just letting you know what you see as you approach.
Perfect. If those are still intact, is it just the?
You do note the large black fog
It's gone.
ward is gone for sure. You can see the ship clearly yourself now for the first time. Or not for the first time. It's been visible for an hour because it's been on fire. But approaching it now, you see the charred surface of the ship, and
I'll go look at the captain's quarters.
Okay.
If I can find it and see how intact it is. Because depending on how intact it is, will probably determine if I'm going in it or not.
Do you want to swim down and like try and approach it from the deck, or do you want to try and approach it from the rear of the ship?
From the rear, so I'm not going inside the ship.
Okay. I'll say go ahead and give me a perception check then.
I'm good at those. Okay. The 13 plus 12.
So
25. Yeah.
Okay. So swimming down and sort of catching hold of some of the railing along the back of the ship, you begin to sort of like crawl along the exterior, like peeking in the windows, many of which have been either blown out and shattered, or just completely shaken free of their frames. You would see that there are several levels to the rear castle. By your count, I think you would see 3. The topmost, looking in the window,
Okay.
appears to be a navigation chamber. There is a table that has been like thrown on its side. There's a globe, and there are several shelves and crates that have been tossed on their side and spilled their contents out. Papers and scrolls and navigational tools kind of litter the floor. The next level down is what looks to be a bedroom. There is a large, unadorned but sizable, like king or queen size bed. The mattress of which has like fallen against the window frame and obscured, the view into most of the room. But you can also see that there are like chairs and a couch that are like kind of piled up against the window as well. And then the level beneath that, you can see a very long wooden table and many, many, many chairs that have all sort of been flung against the window frame and are all just kind of piled up there as well.
Do I see anything of interest in that long table room? Like maps or...
I would say with a 25, that room is the most barren of the 3. You see the furniture, and through the pile of furniture there is something shiny kind of piled on top of it, like inside the chamber.
And it's
You're not
pretty...
sure what it is, but beyond that, it looks pretty bare through the gaps in the wreck that you can see through the window. It looks like the primary purpose of this room was some sort of either dining hall or meeting hall. Big long table, lots of chairs, with a pair of double doors leading deeper into the ship.
Oh. Random question. Would fairy fire reveal wards to me?
It would not. It would reveal invisible creatures.
Damn. Okay. Okay.
I will say, actually, now that you mention creatures, with a 25...
Is that a shock?
You would actually see inside the ship, in the navigation room and in this meeting room, not necessarily in the bedroom, you would see a handful of corpses of these small two-legged things, clawed feet, kind of slick, scaly skin, and these like stocky, kind of thick bodies with pointed wings folded against them, and this sort of like eyeless, beaked head. The jaws are sort of slack, and you can see inside the beaks like rows of these tiny, pin-sharp teeth with a long forked tongue rolling out of them. And there's like 3 or 4 of them, like crushed amidst the wreckage in both of those rooms.
Okay, I have a new plan. I am going to call to the ocean creatures around me and try to get some fish to go swim in there and grab me things.
Okay, how are you doing that?
I am gonna say, "Here, fishy fishies, I have food."
Okay.
And then I will say, "If you go in there and get me that shiny thing on the table, I'll give you some food."
Okay, is this a Triton thing that you're doing, or is this
Yeah, it's a Triton.
spell?
I think Tritons can do that, right?
Triton...
Shiny.
Emissary of the Deep. You can communicate simple ideas to any beast, elemental, monstrosity that's at swim speed. Okay.
Food.
Food
Shiny.
For stuff. Sure.
Food for stuff.
Okay. I'll say go ahead and give me a persuasion check then.
Okay. Okay. Not terrible. I think that's... Oh, I got a +6 in persuasion now? Sweet. 18.
18. Okay. So you call here fishy fishy, and you see a small school of silver-scaled, wide-eyed, sharp-toothed fish swim up to you. There's like
These are the ones that attacked me when
20
I
or
was...
30 of them, and they swim up to you, and you can see they're kind of trailing blood because they're swimming down in a downward trajectory towards you as you call out to somebody for assistance. And at the offer of food, you see them sort of bob, almost in acquiescence, and turn towards the ship. Where are you directing them first?
I will direct them into that room where I saw the shiny thing.
Okay.
And then when they do that, I'll go up to the other room and try to, use my thing to push the mattress off the window.
Okay.
To see if I can see anything of interest in there.
Okay. So swimming into, in between the wreckage into the meeting room, you will see them very quickly get distracted by these scaly, eyeless creatures and begin just chowing down, just stripping them down to the bone very quickly. Very efficient fish.
See, food. Promise. I promise food.
A couple of them stay true to the task and swim up towards that shiny thing resting on top of the wreck and begin to nudge it and push it until it kind of clambers down within reach, and you're able to reach in and grab hold of it.
Sweet.
And what you pull out appears to be a golden idol in the likeness of the creature that attacked Freeport this
Lovely.
morning.
Okay.
It's about 1.5 feet tall.
Okay.
And pretty hefty.
Dope. I will then go to the second thing, do the thing, knock the mattress down, and see if I can see anything of interest
so
in
pushing
there.
at the mattress, I'll say go
Yep.
ahead and give me a strength check.
Cool. Uh-oh. What is my strength? Ooh, a 9.
I'd say you're having a hard time getting the leverage you need to really push it any substantial distance to make any openings.
Hey,
from this
fishy.
angle.
Help? Push?
Sure, we'll see what Kippers can do. Okay, fuck.
Yeah.
So they rolled a 19
Good fishies.
plus 1. So with a school of fish helping you push, the mattress begins to sort of bend backwards until eventually you feel the wreck around it kind of shift and settle, and it kind of falls back towards the floor of this cabin, which is sort of at a 45-degree angle. And there's enough of a gap now that you could swim inside if you wanted to.
Do I see anything of interest?
Perception check.
Ooh. That is a 30.
30. Okay. So, this bedroom, with all of the furniture settled against the windows, is pretty bare. But you can see there are openings on either side of the wall, about 15 feet from the window, on the left and right side, that leads deeper into this chamber.
No. I refuse.
Okay.
I'll go up to the next level.
Okay.
And I will take a peek-see in there, see if I see anything of interest.
Well, as I said, the level above that is the navigation room, which you saw had, an overturned table, tons of papers and scrolls that are now floating inside the chamber, overturned shelving and the like.
Start telling the fish, be like, grab me those papers and scrolls.
Okay. Riding on that promise of food, the fish will swim inside, and there is a sudden explosion of fire from the floor that envelops the entire school of fish. And when the steam and bubbles kind of fade away as you're kind of shielding your eyes and you look back in, you just see 30 fish corpses turned up on their bellies floating towards the top of the cabin.
Good thing I didn't go in there. Did I see... Okay, when I was looking in there, did I see something glow? Like, did it encompass the whole room?
There was a split second where you saw a glyph on the floor light up before
Like,
the
just
explosion.
one glyph?
Yeah.
How big was the glyph?
It's like a foot wide.
Oh, fuck that.
Can I ask you a dumb question, Johnny?
Go for it.
Has Lauren ever fished?
No. Well, yes. Yes, she has.
So would she have a fishing rod?
Well, she wouldn't have fished like that. I think Triton fishing is like chasing and grabbing.
Alright. That's it.
Was your idea to like start poking around in there with stuff?
No, it was more along the lines of the glyph on the floor might be triggered by living beings, and a fishing rod is not that.
Yeah. Oh, I do have
But-
the immovable rod.
That's not quite the same. I mean, if you did that can stop. It's not like a.
Well, I'm curious how long the immovable rod is.
I think it's like 5 feet at most. It might be shorter. Flat iron rod. Oh, it's like 2 pounds. All right, I'd say that's probably like a 3-foot long rod.
All right, can I reach any of these papers with that 3-foot long?
Just kind of waving it inside.
Yeah.
I'd say that there's a handful of papers that probably would have been blasted towards you by the explosion, like
Cool.
out the window. So you can probably grab some of those. And there'd probably be a few more that are within reach if you use something long to like kind of like fish them out.
Yeah, I'll fish out some papers, and when I'm done with that, then I'm turning into a fish, and I'm just gonna kind of.
Okay. So the papers that you pull out appear to be navigation charts, scraps of star charts, scraps of sea charts depicting the Emerald Sea, depicting the Nocassian Sea to the north, as well as the Erivian, Sabian. There are even some charts detailing the coast of the Gulf of Isis, which is a significant distance away,
Okay.
as well as the very prominent Sea of Seldar on the western side of Lythor. definitely looks like the ship has been very well traveled.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think with that, I'm gonna leave it at that because that's what I was afraid of was the glyphs. That's why I was not going in there myself.
Wise.
So yeah, Lauren will turn into a fish and she will just chill by that wreckage.
Okay.
And wait to see if Lashrog and Bloodbeard pop their little heads out.
Okay. I think swimming around the exterior of the ship, just kind of keeping an eye out and waiting. You definitely watch as the bodies floating on the surface begin to sink down in the wake of the giant ship.
This is eerie as fuck. Okay, anyways.
And it's this just kind of slow motion rain of corpses and wrecked warship all around you as the hour passes. And then another. I'll say, give me a perception check.
Alright, come on, gut roll. Ooh, not bad. Okay, so that's a 13 plus 12, so 25.
25.
Mm-hmm. I am also wearing my amulet of non-detection.
Helpful. And okay. Okay. So you see movement in the distance through the dark. A pair of small humanoid shapes
Cool.
swimming through the depths. What are you doing in response to that?
I see that, and I'm gonna go on the other side of the ship and just kind of peek my little head over.
All right, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Or maybe I hide behind a body or something.
Okay.
I don't know. Stealth would be me, or would it be the fishes?
Fish.
Okay. I don't know. What fish am I, Jacob?
What kind of fish did you want to be?
A sneaky fish.
Helpful. What kind of fish, Johnny?
Guys, do you know
if you don't give me a
Whatever
fish
the
type,
stealthiest fish you got is.
Stealthiest fish I got, man.
You said fish, so I'm just gonna say fish in fucking 5e tools, and you're gonna get what the fish's stat block says. You ready?
Oh no.
All right.
It's gonna be bad.
+3.
Oh, okay. Panic. Okay.
Also, you have 1 hit point and 13 AC.
Wait, no. What's my dex?
16. So +3.
+3. Okay, so my AC is 18.
All right.
All right, so 15 plus 3 is an 18.
18. Fair enough.
I would like to know, all to know, Lauren is now vividly second guessing her decision to stay here.
You don't say.
I think it becomes very clear as you just sort of keep pace with this body and just kind of peek out from under the arm as these figures approach. There is an older, gray-bearded hobgoblin dressed in this pretty close-fitting, simple, dark outfit, and a very large, formidable orc with thick salt and pepper dreads and beard, shot through with traces of red, swimming beside him.
They can't see me, right?
Hours after their escape, Lashrog and Bloodbeard have reached their destination.
Well,
And-
I mean, to be fair, their destination was closer than it was before.
By 1,000 feet, yeah.
Really, we helped them.
Oshirog definitely slows down as he draws closer, and just kind of stops and hangs in the water. You see Bloodbeard kind of coming up behind him, stopping as well. Both of them just take in the slowly sinking wreckage of this ship and the countless bloated corpses following in its wake.
Oh god.
You see bubbles beginning to sort of spread off of Loshirog's body. And in a moment of fury,
Oh no.
you see this intense red light, this sudden foaming of water, this heat, and this malice suddenly spreading off of him as he lets out a garbled scream.
I'm not close enough to this heated water, am I?
I mean, it's not close enough to hurt, but you can feel it even at this
Okay,
distance.
cool.
You know,
That's what I was afraid of.
and you can just see like this fuming, the swirl of eldritch energy around him as he loses control for a moment. And as he collects himself, search the ship. He and Bloodbeard swim forward quickly and begin making their way towards the wreck. You see them swimming towards the doors of the forecastle. They disappear for a few minutes. They emerge. They begin searching the rear castle level by level. You see them go from the navigation chamber down to that bedroom, down to the meeting chamber. Then you see them swim towards the break between the two halves and begin searching the decks, kind of disappearing on either side, looking inside, returning out into the open waters and sinking another level, swimming deeper in. And eventually, after about 15, 20 minutes or so, you see them sort of reconnoiter in between the two sinking pieces of vessel and begin to talk. Their arms are
I would
laden
say-
with a handful of items.
While they were doing that, I would have gone to a body closer to the ship
Sure.
so I could overhear them.
We'll ride your, what was it, an
18.
18. And you would hear them talking as they sort of sift through what they've picked up. Loshirog has a handful of books under his arm, and what looks like several charts from the navigation chamber. Bloodbeard has traces of provisions, it looks like, some food, some water skins that survived the explosion, some weaponry. He seems to have scavenged off of bodies, and a large, rough-looking set of clothes that he looks to have pilfered off of one of the corpses, large enough to fit him. They beat us here. Clearly, Loshirog will reply to Bloodbeard. You will hear Bloodbeard ask him, "So what now?" These lost emeralds can't be let to interfere. Not after this. We'll need to regroup with some other cell. See what we can do to get people on their trail. What about us? Well, if the Bane is still afloat, that's the new headquarters. From there, our plans haven't changed. The gate should be open before summer's end.
The what should be open before summer's end?
The gate.
Uh-oh. Okay. That's good to know.
The Eastern Alliance can put up whatever fight they like. But they can't fight the end. Were you able to find any other children? You hear a somewhat satisfied Lasharog. I found a few. You'll see him extend his hand and conjure familiar crimson light that begins to bubble and steam and froth. And down below in the dark, you see a second red light. A larger red light ignite
Lovely.
and begin to grow. And you see from below the sinking wreckage of Lasharog's warship the silhouettes of a massive spined creature begin to rise through the water towards them. You see them begin to swim down to meet it. And you watch as another of the creatures, like the one that destroyed your village, and like the one you just slew in Freeport this morning, answers Lasharog's call. They meet the monster in the water and swim amidst its massive spines. You see it close its beak, extinguishing the red light, and very quickly turn and swim back into the depths and begin to vanish from sight.
Lauren will start swimming towards the island.
Okay. So, Lauren, you have been awake and traveling for a very long time today. Are you planning to swim towards the island?
Until I can find a piece of driftwood.
Okay, I'm just clarifying.
Sizable piece of driftwood.
So the fish's speed is 40 feet. So at a fast pace, that's probably going to take you another 6 hours to reach Turi. With the ship bearing the rest of the party, I think it is a couple hours after sunset. You can, or you could, see in the distance ahead of you the distant shape of the island of Toure before it went dark. But you were also, in that fading light, able to see the very, very, very distant shape of large sails. And within a couple hours, after the sun had set completely, you find yourselves sort of sailing into a small flotilla, about 4 ships, bearing the colors of the Eastern Alliance. You see soldiers, sailors, kind of running about on the decks, calling down to you, and throwing you lines to sort of pull you towards their ship.
Yeah.
Are you wanting to necessarily board their ship, or do you want to continue on your way, on your own, towards Toure?
I feel like giving him an update is probably wise. Even if it's just a quick 15 minutes.
So, just quick exchange of information, and then carry on. Yeah. I think they'll definitely ask, like, what the fuck happened? What's out there? Did you lose anybody? Were any of our people out there?
I would be as forthright as possible. I think just tell them what we saw, what transpired, and tell them to be very cautious because Lasharog could very well be out there, as far as I know.
Can I interject real quick? Because after they had left, I probably would have updated the party to let them know I'm alive.
Oh,
and
with
that
the
I had
sending stone?
information. Yeah, with the sending stone to Noel.
So this would be a couple hours after sunset. So yeah, this would be like an hour. So an hour before you guys saw the ship is when Aloran would be able to send to you if you wanted to send to them.
Okay.
Yeah, I would send to them. I would say I'm alive. I have information. It's a lot.
I'm glad you're okay. Where are you? Oh, wait, you can't answer me.
Nope.
Well, good luck. I hope we see you soon. We're on Toure. Or we're heading to Toure.
Okay.
But yeah, I just tell the Eastern Alliance what we did, what we saw. I guess tell them they should keep an eye out for Lauren just in case, but she's alive, which is good. She'll probably be coming back this way.
Sounds good. So yeah, after getting your report, they'll let you guys know. It's been clear waters since Toure. We didn't encounter any difficulties. It should be smooth sailing. Be careful, etc. Part ways with this ship, these 4 ships, and they will continue on their way towards the site of the wreck, and your ship will continue sailing. I think you guys on a folding ship. You guys have a movement speed. Doesn't actually say in the item description, but I would assume your movement speed is about 3 miles an hour, given that's usually how ships tend to work. So, at a fast pace, all sails up and manning the rigging, you're looking at getting to Toure within probably 8 hours by ship.
8 hours from now?
8 hours from the time you left.
Oh, okay.
So 5 hours from the time you leave the ships. And if Lauren is swimming, she's moving at a similar pace. So she is about 2 hours behind you.
Okay.
So, who is manning the sails and the rudder of this thing?
We'll take shift to the best of
Alright.
our
My
ability.
boat, I'll start.
Sure. 2-man job doing this, just making sure you're staying in the wind and staying on course. So I will say that for every hour someone is manning the ship, we're going to need to make a constitution check to avoid exhaustion.
Gideon and
Guys,
Alexi can spend their shift together.
Okay.
You're just really forcing that, aren't you?
Are they gonna have like their little Titanic scene? Oh, let me help
Alexi is
you with
fucking
that.
passed out, like in the fucking belly of the ship. Like he is.
Do you need?
He is
I mean, I could probably just do this. Like, took a short rest right before we did this whole thing. So
Yeah. This is because of just the extended travel that you guys have done.
I guess John will man as long as he can man it, sounds like.
Okay.
All I
Yeah.
ask is, in my boat, no PDAs next to the BRO.
you said Constitution saving throw. How many?
1 for every hour. So we've got 5 more hours from this point to get to Toure.
First one's a 20.
Okay. Good job.
Second one's a 17.
Okay. Good job. That's a pass.
Third one is also 17.
Another pass.
And the fourth one is a 21.
Pass. One more.
And the fourth one is a
This will be 5th.
13. Oh, yeah. The 13.
13 on the 5th. So your first failure. So 1 point of exhaustion to John. And then who is manning the ship with him?
That'd be me.
All right. So go ahead and give me some con saves.
So that would be 5 of them. I'm just gonna roll 5. So that is 1 of 4, 1 of 3, 15, 1 of 5, 1 of 3.
Damn.
Okay, all successes. So Barnaby and John, for the next 5 hours, man the folding boat and guide you guys back into the harbor at Dry Shore. Rouses the party from whatever sleep they were able to get in the belly of the ship, and you guys are able to make your way back towards the naval base on the harbor. Explaining the situation, you'll be guided back down to the teleportation chambers and will be allowed passage instantaneously back to Freeport. Aloran,
Yes.
since you have stayed up for an additional 2 hours before deciding to leave, I'm going to need you to make con saves basically the entire trip back.
Oh, I was going to find a piece of driftwood and fall asleep on it.
Okay.
Lasharog's gone. Everybody's dead. I'll be on my little piece of wood.
All right. You're just going to crawl up and pass out?
Yep.
All right.
Uh-oh. I regret this decision now.
So let's see.
The sharks.
Oh yeah, the sharks.
The sharks. You are woken at some point in the dark of night as something rams up against the bottom of your piece of driftwood and throws you into the water.
Oh, Alorn's instantly gonna talk to the sharks and be like, "You die if attacked." Stop.
You haven't even like opened your eyes or like look and see what's even down here. You're just like, don't do it, don't fucking do it. Just
Don't
screaming
fuck
out.
with me. I will fucking kill you.
I'll say give me an intimidation check.
Okay. It scared me when you rolled twice. I was like, oh, don't tell me Lasharog Bloodbeard came fucking back. That'd be some shit.
Surprise, bitch!
So that is a 15.
15. I think you see a couple of these large Piscean shapes already swimming away by the time you kind of right yourself and open your eyes. But you definitely see a couple more that stuck around and are now swimming at you very fast. And they are going to try and bite you. Does a 13 hit?
No.
Okay. Does a 24 hit?
Yes.
Okay, one of them hits you with a big orange chomp.
Is it actually sharks attacking?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's straight up sharks.
Got it.
So you're gonna take 13 piercing damage
Oof.
as one of the sharks chomp bites into you. What are you doing?
I will say one more time to said
Fight it back.
sharks,
Looking back.
and I will say, I will kill you if you bite me again. Go
No, I said,
away.
Give me an
I said
intimidation
bite
check.
it back.
Oh, bite it back.
Oh, I will. Don't worry. If they don't leave, she's going to. She's trying to be a druid right now and not kill animals, but
Ignoring the fact that you just killed 30 fish earlier.
yep, that was an accident. 19.
You knew it was coming.
That was a canary in a coal mine.
I think the one that didn't manage to get its teeth around you probably kind of peels back a little bit, and he starts to take kind of a wide angle, like swim around you, just kind of watching.
What is the biggest? Ooh,
The one next to you, or the one that did bite you, however, does not let go. He has
Cool.
tasted blood, and it is delicious.
I will polymorph into a killer whale.
Okay.
Fuck this shot.
So you get much, much bigger. He, I think, is like biting on your leg and now is biting on your tail fin and just kind of keeps biting. Not really thinking about what's in his mouth. So it's going to be a 20 to hit
I
with delicious, delicious blood.
sorry, let me pull up a killer whale so I know what their dex is.
Yum, yum, yum. Killer Whale's 0 dex.
Ah, fuck. Okay, yeah, that'll hit for sure.
Okay. So you're going to take another 7 damage.
Cool. And then I will attack said shock.
Okay.
Is this polymorph?
Yep.
Needs a concentration check then.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
You should punt it into the air like it does with otters.
Do I get any modifiers on that?
Your Constitution saving throw, basically.
God damn it. I'm a Lauren again.
What was it?
It was a 2 plus 4.
Oof. All right. So you are a Lauren.
God.
What are you doing now?
I have to look up my fucking shit now. I'm sorry. Because I don't think I can actually turn into a killer whale with wild shape.
Killer Whale is a CR 3.
I don't know what my CR is.
I believe it's a 3.
Oh yeah, I think you're right. It is a 3. Cool. I'll just turn back into a killer whale,
Okay.
Very
Bonus
confusing
action.
day for the shark.
and I will
Fish.
Attack.
Whale. Fish. Whale.
attack shock.
Okay.
Okay. So that would be a 16 to hit.
It's hitting. Yeah. You
Cool.
still do not have high AC.
Lovely. Okay. So it's 5d6. I need one more d6. So 11, 12, 16. So 20 damage.
20 damage. Oof. Okay, big damage. Yeah, I think after getting a big old chunk bit into his side, he definitely swims away very quickly. He's like, nah, fuck that. And I think you see the other shark following, mouth open, like blood, as they disappear into the dark.
Gotcha. Cool. I will climb back onto my little fucking raft and I will go back to sleep.
Okay.
Oh, god damn it.
Alright. Mercifully, you find yourself sleeping soundly until morning, when the first rays of the sun wash across your face at sunrise.
Do I see any boats? Do any boats pass me while I'm drifting? For 8 hours?
I think I think you actually find yourself on the deck of one of the Eastern Alliance ships. They hauled you up, and you didn't wake up.
I was like,
They just kind of left you at the forecastle, like, she looks like she could use
She has a heartbeat.
Yeah,
She's alive.
And it looks like, unfortunately, though, that they have. Actually, no. I guess because you didn't travel any, so they would have picked you up pretty close to the wreckage and have been just kind of circling the field of battle, the detritus, and all the bodies that are still floating.
I hope they arrested her thinking she was part of the enemy crew, because that would be funny.
that would be so funny. That would be so funny.
If Noelle had not warned them ahead of time that their ally Aloran, the Triton Druid, had stayed behind,
Thank you.
that would have been a problem.
I think that would have been fucking hilarious. She'd have been there and be like, "Oh, come on,
Guys.
I'm Aloran, lost emeralds, and I can break
Gumbo,
free so
guys."
fucking fast. Gumbo, goddammit, let me out."
If that means something to y'all, we don't know what that is.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go. She just fucking wild shapes and goes away.
Yeah. But no, they basically pulled you up onto the ship, let you, finish your sleep, and as soon as you're awake, they'll start,
Is anybody
introducing
just, like,
themselves.
poking her or something? Like, is she actually alive?
No.
No.
I think once you're awake and
busy.
up and moving, you'll hear someone call out, "Captain, she's up!" And you'll see a blue dragonborn kind of striding across the deck towards you, hand outstretched. It's like, "Glad to see you're all right.
I'm tired.
You looked it. Aaron Frozeth, captain of the EAS.
Lauren.
So, your friends told us that you might be out here.
Yep.
Did you find anything?
I found this. She'll pull out her little idol and a bunch of maps. Oh, also, don't have anyone go into the ship until you, like, dispel all the wards that are in there. They're fuck ton.
Shit. All right. He says, "Thank you for that warning." He very quickly, departs to go start talking to people, and you see a mage on deck start casting a spell. Probably 20 minutes later, you see a small crew of Tritons and CLs kind of clamber back up on deck. One of them has got kind of some patchy burns on one side of his face.
You got hit by a ward, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, you poor son of a bitch. That's why I didn't go in there.
Yeah, that was probably wise.
Could have woken
Yeah,
me
we're
up
going to need
first.
more manpower to get in there and really take that thing apart.
Yeah,
Looks
I
like
think
it's settled about 2,000 feet down. It's a distance, but it's not undivable. It's like, good. Well, we're probably going to be out here for another couple of days. Lord, are you fine staying here, or do you have plans to,
probably need to see what's going on with the party.
Sure.
But if you do need help, potentially I could help.
We won't turn down an extra set of hands.
But I'll see.
Well, for the party's part, you guys would have been in Freeport after midnight last night.
Yep.
Where would you guys have stayed? Presidium?
Presidium probably. Just
Presidium.
would have been a fucking march to the Presidium.
Honestly, it's not too far from Fort Draco, so...
Everything's too far when you put up for 16 hours.
Fair. You guys would be able
Traveling
to
for
relax back
16
in
hours,
bed.
I guess.
Yeah, and, just fucking hit the hay. So morning would come relatively late for the party, probably 9 or 10 in the morning. I think Aloran would be up a few hours before them, but we're more or less synced up at this point.
Cool.
So, if you guys want to have a sending conversation now, we can do that. Otherwise, I'd say let's take a break here and pick up in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I would
Seems
just
like a good break spot.
message Lauren right first thing in the morning and just say, "Hey, we're back at the Presidium. Hope you're okay. Did you make it to Ture?"
I'm on a boat next to the wreckage. They are asking if I could stick around and help. And truth be told, I really don't want to see Freeport.
Did we got a long rest then, so I can send him again?
Yeah, long
Okay.
rest. So full hit points, full spell slots, full features, everything's restored.
Okay, I'll toss one more.
Flavor-wise, we're all still very badly burned from the day before, but we can fix that over the coming.
I will toss one more sending her way then, and just say like, do what you gotta do. We're probably gonna be spending today going over the damage in Freeport. Should be fun.
If you don't mind, I really don't want to see that sort of destruction again.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's take our break here.
Sure.
And pick up at 9:30.
All right,
10:30
Yep.
time.
Alright, stream's back.
Cool.
Stream.
So,
We were discussing breaking the bank system.
Oh my gosh, we have not tense music again. It's been so long.
Yay.
that was completely intentional and not just what happened to be playing next on on YouTube.
Whatever works.
Yeah. So, picking up today on the 27th of the month of Cairn. What is everybody doing?
Well, I think Noelle would wake up and immediately connect with the party and then probably head over to the destruction site and see what is going on there.
So, for the party's general understanding of the damage that's been done, as you walk along the path back into Freeport, passing Fort Franco, which is a flurry of activity, and moving into Angler's Landing, you would find the city of Freeport is in the process of cleaning up. For the most part, the city is intact, right? There are shop windows here and there that seem to have been shattered in the fighting. Small fires that broke out as a result of magic being lobbed or just plain old arson, as cultists tend to do. When you get to the waterfront, facing Yamadazath Penitentiary in the bay, where the fighting took place, and where you slew that giant creature, as you round that corner, that is where you see the bulk of the destruction. So for reference, this map in general chat here shows you the portion of the city that was effectively demolished by the creature's beams that it was raking across the city.
Yikes.
So, relatively small proportion of the city, right? But for one creature, in 10 to 15 minutes time, that's a significant amount of damage. It reaches probably 3 or 4 blocks deep on average, and it spans more or less the entire southern tip of Freeport's marina. You're looking at toppled buildings, and a lot of smoke and kind of dust clouds kind of hanging over this portion of the city. The Eastern Alliance has more or less cordoned this portion of the town off, and once you approach it and ID yourself, I mean, obviously, Noel, you'd be let through. You've got your gumbo code. They acknowledge this in Freeport. You don't really see any civilians in the area. It's almost entirely Eastern Alliance. And they are more or less just in the process of kind of like assessing the damage, cordoning off, the worst, most dangerous buildings and city blocks, and just sort of getting a plan together to start, cleaning this part of town up and rebuilding.
Yeah.
I would say, notably, the corpse of the creature, when you reach the actual site where you did battle, the flesh has more or less melted away into a thick, viscous black ichor that has stained the cobblestone and wooden piers and now floats in a sort of a thick sheet on the water kind of around those docks. But the large chitinous spines that lined its back, the sharp three-part beak at the front of its face, these bony components remain intact, and as the body sort of melted, you can see where some fell into the ocean, some settled into the street and just kind of toppled over, kind of wedged in this black goo. And you can see that there is a substantial amount of corrosion, like, you know, barricades and ropes and tape and shit that have been like put up around this pier. Just as many barriers as they could put up to keep people from approaching this thing.
Yeah.
But there are a handful of Eastern Alliance mages, as well as what look to be conclave priests that are sort of assembled around the remains and are in the process of making an assessment.
Is Gideon there? He did want to have it cordoned off.
First thing in the morning, no.
Okay.
He is not there.
He's sleeping in. He's earned it.
We all slept in.
Yeah, everyone slept in. I think when you left, Gideon was still shut up in his room.
Okay. Well, I would check in with some guard who is between conversations.
Sure.
Just say, hey, how's the cleanup going?
Well, could be worse. Could be a lot worse. Honestly. Taking stock of everything. It's bad, but, I think, the fact that you folks were able to stop it before it even really got out of the water is a godsend. Truly. As far as we count, maybe 400 or 500 dead, at least from this directly. We're anticipating pulling more people onto the road, but it could have been a lot worse. It really could have. Fuck.
We're just fortunate it didn't go any further in to the city.
God, no, seriously. I can't imagine. Oh, and I know we've still got some holdouts, you know, culty types around town. Still trying to root out the last of them, but I think from the fighting out that way across town, maybe another 200 dead, all told.
Any idea how many of those cultists there were?
God. More than I'm comfortable admitting. We picked up
Dozens,
100
hundreds?
around here.
Jeez.
I think last count before I went to bed last night, we had 230 some.
It's crazy that they were just here. We didn't know. I know you probably don't have the answer to this question, but any idea if the the name escapes me. The general woman who we talked to, who I sent to and was dead. Any idea if her body was ever recovered? Because I know Burberry specifically asked about that.
That would have been Commodore Dahlia.
Dahlia.
Right. No, she was in the harbor when that thing broke through her ship. We're still dredging, looking for her.
Okay. I'll pass that along.
Actually, I heard your priest friend offered to bring her back.
If you can find her in the next 10 days, they'd be happy to, I'm sure.
I mean, how many people can he bring back?
I don't know.
Priests
but
over there are dodging the question. Every time I ask, they're like, higher duties called, but I mean, I lost friends, you know.
I think we all did. I don't want to speak on their behalf, but resurrection is not inexpensive. But as far as I know, they can cast it fairly regularly if the need arises. If the money is there.
I can only cast it once a day.
That's what I mean, fairly regularly.
I know, but that's still only 10 people.
It's not like 10 times a day or something, but like once a day. So, probably not getting back 500 people, but
Right. Well, suppose Commodore Dahlia is probably a good person to have around. She's dependable.
for what it's
Well,
worth,
we've got a lot of work to do here. I'm probably just gonna.
I understand. Best of luck.
Thank you again.
You're welcome.
I'm just gonna leave you amidst the wreckage as the Eastern Alliance continues its efforts to
Yeah.
rebuild.
I think Noelle probably walked over here with the intention to help, but she's just totally overwhelmed by. It's like, where do you even start? She's probably just going to spend some amount of the morning meandering the wreckage and just seeing what's laying around, if there's any small things that she can assist some guards with, just like lifting a broken wall or whatever, just little tiny things that I can help with.
Give me a d20 roll.
6.
6. I think in your meandering, you are definitely stricken by the intensity of the destruction. It is relatively constrained, as the guard said, to a few blocks deep from the waterfront and maybe a quarter mile to half a mile of marina in total that was really hit by this thing. But what it was able to touch was obliterated. Every street is half buried by rubble and broken glass, splinters and rebar kind of protruding out of every bit of exposed concrete and stone. It's ugly business, and you can see, here and there, everywhere, really, bloodstains of all sizes up and down the streets. You see dropped weapons, knives, shivs, and more hardy Eastern Alliance swords, spears, and shields. A dented helmet here, a severed hand there. It's ugly.
Yeah.
But then you cross a street and you find yourself in virtually untouched Freeport. Business continues like any other day, if not maybe a little quieter than usual.
Being as overwhelmed as Noelle is right this second, I think she will probably just meander the city for a little bit and maybe try to connect with the rest of the group when they join, when they head to the city, whenever they do, if they do.
Sure.
But she'll be around, and she'll eventually run into someone, I'm sure.
Okay. So what is everybody else doing on this fine day?
Burberry is going to be doing a couple of sendings. The first one he'll actually be sending to Sam Plotable, inquiring if he's on land, and if so, could he purchase some 500 gold diamonds from him.
You would hear from Sam Plotable. Yes, we are still docked at Angler's Landing. We were lucky we did not have the misfortune of sitting in front of that ugly business yesterday. But Sam Plotables is still open for business.
Wait, he's in town?
Yeah, he was there for the solstice.
Cool, alright, I'm gonna go purchase diamonds from him then.
Sure, yeah.
I would like to purchase 4 of them, if he has them.
So how many gold pieces worth?
2,000. Well, I mean, because they're 500 a pop.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'd say he's got enough on hand to make that happen.
Cool, alright. And then, speaking of running into Noelle, Burberry is actually gonna, I hate to sound, awful, but, he's probably gonna be heading towards the morgue.
I mean,
to see if anybody lost a kid.
Sure.
Like he knows he can't help everyone, but he can do what he can.
I think you get to a morgue, because I imagine that there are several around town, and there is a decent crowd of folk, gathered there. Kind of crowded around the door, and there's a kind of a small eternalized cordon around the entryway, and the guards are trying to impose some measure of order to the proceedings here, but it seems like they're trying to get people in one at a time to identify remains. And there's another man off to the side who is maintaining a kind of an impromptu board with a map of Freeport with kind of red thumbtacks pressed into a number of places, marking other morgues around the city the bodies would have been taken to. And if you can't find a loved one here, please check, any of the various other facilities around the city. And I think when you arrive, Burberry,
Oh no.
it takes a moment for people to recognize, oh, a priest. Oh, a priest! And suddenly you've got this kind of mass of people turning to you like, please, you have to help us, please. You have to be able to do something, anything. I know the Conclave can do this. Please, we've heard the stories. And it is just like a crowd kind of pressing in on you, all reaching out for some relief, some help.
Burberry doesn't do being touched well. Ah! Alright, calm emotion.
Okay.
He's going to ask if anybody has lost anybody in the last 10 minutes.
Oh. Wait, what is 10 minutes?
That's for Revivify.
Vivify.
That's
Or
1
last
minute.
minute. Sorry, last minute. Never mind. Okay, then never mind. Okay. Listen.
Say we're dying now.
Berber's panicking a little bit. That's fair.
Yeah. Okay. He'll say,
I'm afraid I can't help much. I can help the injured, and
he looks towards the person with the list and goes,
go inside and get out of the crowd, please.
I think the guards will probably kind of push forward and kind of make some room to try and get you a clear path toward the door. It's definitely a bit of a struggle because there's definitely clingers on who are kind of reaching for you, like please, you have to do something. And the guards are, they don't want to hurt anybody, but they're definitely having to push back to kind of keep them from dragging you back into their midst. And you're able to kind of like hurry up the steps and into the door. And inside, the lobby is a pretty bare bones affair. And the interior would be relatively unremarkable if not for sort of the lines of blankets over bodies kind of along the floor. All the furniture's been pushed to the side, and it's just row after row of covered corpses.
Okay, so first I'm gonna. I imagine the person with the list is still outside. So first I'm gonna do funerary rites really quick, and I will see if there's any This sounds awful. If there's any children that have been accounted for that aren't from super rich families that are all in one piece, because quality of life is important.
Okay. So you perform the funerary rites. And for the second time in 2 days, you feel this strangely intense connection to the higher planes. And you feel that presence step up beside you. And again, for that split second, out of the corner of your eye, there is that winged shadow. Which, turning to look at it, you see it kind of flit across the wall and fade from view.
I feel like Burberry just gives it a nodded acknowledgement. I recognize you were there and I defer to you or whatever, but I can't see nothing and I know I can't talk to you, so whatever. Except with less cavalier attitude, because
Sure. And I think, are you asking for IDs or are you looking at the bodies yourself? I guess is the question here. How are you going about this?
I'll start by looking at the bodies myself, and the reason that I was asking for IDs is I have a list. Okay, so if the child needs to be completely intact, or at least not be missing any limbs.
Okay.
And B has to have living relatives, because if the whole family got wiped, I don't want to raise a child into nothing.
Fair.
And it's the over probably the next 4 days, if they haven't found what's her nuts. This is just, I'm not gonna come to this place every day. I'll go to another one, plus one each day.
Sure.
But and if there are people, youngins, that meet my specifications, I will very politely ask for the parents to please keep it to themselves, because I don't want this to get worse, this mobbing to get worse.
Sure. So, I think I think it's not hard for you to find people that meet your specifications. There was definitely enough life lost. But there are children in the mix. And while there are some that were irreparably crushed under rubble or otherwise too terribly disfigured to feasibly resurrect, there are others that are in decent enough condition that you can chance it. I think asking after the parents, over the coming days as you sort of get your routine down,
Also, I'll note that I change outfits probably consistently.
Sure. As you get your routine down, you kind of learn, it's very hit or miss whether or not the parents are alive or dead or even, known at this point, given that it is only, a couple days clear of this whole thing happening. People are still tracking down the exact place that their loved ones were brought to after this was all done, and some of their loved ones weren't even fully, unearthed yet from the wreckage at the waterfront. But every day, with enough work, you are able to find someone, some child, with living parents and a intact enough body to bring back. And I think working with the soldiers there, they probably agreed that maybe this should be like let's like set up like a meeting at nighttime, like after everything's closed down, everyone's gone home. You come over, the family comes over. We can make this happen. Keep it quiet, and just kind of send everyone on their way. So with 4 castings of resurrect or raised dead.
Yeah, and I will also double, like at the beginning of each day, I'll double check with the watch to see if there's any progress on What's Your Nuts.
Sure.
Like, because it did say, and I'm a dragonborn of my word.
I mean, day 1, no luck. Day 2, no luck. Day 3, no luck. Day 4, no luck. They are still looking.
Okay.
But after those 4 days, you are able to raise 4 children back to very grateful, otherwise inconsolable parents.
And I hate to be anti-classist, but yeah, I want to make sure it's people who wouldn't be able to afford this.
Sure.
Nah, fuck the rich.
I figured that they could probably find someone.
They'll
They'll
figure
figure
it
it out
out.
themselves.
Yeah. It's expensive.
That is very very good way to use your time.
And I'm sure Sam Plotable loves it.
Yeah, no, diamonds are in high demand right now.
Sam Plotable loves when kids die. It's canon.
Their parents spend so much to bring them back.
But yeah, I'll basically my entire spell list is gonna be used towards fixing broken stuff, healing people, and maybe if there's like an especially bad case, letting loved ones speak with their dead.
Sure. I mean, it sounds like Burberry's gonna be fucking busy.
Yeah.
Burberry is going to be very
makes
busy.
sense.
He's also not
Yeah.
going to be sleeping a lot.
No.
It'll be great. But you know what? He's gonna send an actual message because he doesn't want to waste the spell slot to the squid and sickle vendor.
Sure. Over the coming days, I think at some point, I'm not going to commit to a specific date, but at some point in the coming days, John, Noel, and Barnaby would all be contacted by various individuals. John would probably be approached by a familiar face from the guild with a letter from God damn it! I had the name and I just blanked on it. Holy shit!
Which guy?
The main guy at the guild.
Smirnoff.
Smirnoff. Thank you. Very helpful. Bram. Holy shit.
Bram.
Bram. God.
Bram Hilton.
I had it. Bram. Yes. John would be approached by a member of the guild. It finally, tracked him down. It's just like, John, holy shit, there you are. Bram, sent this up, a couple days after the whole thing went down. Told us to track you down. Finally found you here. And then, they'll hand you this message. And it mostly amounts to, John, if you're alive, thank God. I'm praying that's the case. I'm planning to send as many people as I can spare up to help with the recovery. If you know anything about any of this, if you were involved with any of it, because I'm kind of suspecting you were, I'm sure our guys could really use some direction. So if you could point them, and towards the right places where we could be the most help, that'd be really fucking nice. Hoping to make it up there sometime myself in the next couple of weeks. Really hope you're well.
I assume I was gonna have basically John be helping with any kind of lifting work or taking them through rubble or moving things or just
Sure.
basically helping out with anything that required a lot of strength.
Yeah. That tracks. Yeah, I mean, you would definitely see over the course of the week, an influx of, the common auxiliary guildsmen, in town, making their way towards the, disaster zone and kind of making their case with the Eastern Alliance soldiers, on duty there that, hey, we're here to help, we're here to offer our relief, we're not Green Wardens, but we're here to do what they're doing, right? And, we want to get our hands dirty. And they're definitely looking to you for some leadership on that front. So they're following that lead. If that's what you're doing, they'll join you in that. With Barnaby, I think eventually a hobgoblin in pretty heavy armor will track you down and recognize, Barnaby Ray Otis.
The third, who's speaking?
I represent your cousin, Mr. Victor LeBlanc. Been looking to
Bubba?
inform you. Yes, we've been looking to inform you that he has moved to the chateau after the destruction of his ship.
Oh, God.
Earlier this week.
Oh my goodness, his ship got blown up?
Unfortunately. But he is safe and sound at the chateau. If you are ever free and would like to meet up. This concludes my message. And with that, he will very tersely turn around and walk away.
You can tell him I'll meet him.
He just gives you a very terse wave over the shoulder and keeps walking. Noel,
And that cost him a pretty penny or two.
as you are sort of meandering around the perimeter of the wreckage, a very tall, bald, tattooed man in a pretty nice dark suit kind of rounds a corner, and his eyes kind of light up at the sight of you. And he begins to walk with some purpose in your direction. You Miss Noel Quartermanch.
I've been called that before.
Your presence has been formally requested at the Calabaya Manor on the north side of town by a Mr. Martin Quartermanch.
Oh.
He will be pleased to know that you are alive and well.
Is there a reason for, other than just checking in?
I am given to understand he was afraid you were wrapped up in all this, as he just kind of waves at the destruction all around you.
I'll do a quick insight check just to see if this is anything shadier than it looks.
Sure.
That's pretty good. That will total out to... Sorry, there we go. That's a 22.
22. I mean, this guy definitely has the sort of surface level sleaze that rings true of, a Calabaya man.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely feels like he's tied to that group. But he seems pretty at ease, and there does not seem to be an air of conspiracy here. I mean, it definitely sounds like, look, I just got sent by this guy to come
Okay.
look for you. Right, like...
He's not like, yes, follow me, Noel.
Yeah, his like emotional investment in this conversation could not be lower.
Okay.
He's just like, oh, good, my job's done. Glad I found you day one. Like, I'm ready to go now.
Yeah, easy to find.
Is the vibe you're picking up.
Yeah, I'll go talk to Martin. Nice, I'll check in with him.
At your leisure, ma'am. If you'll excuse me, and he'll depart without any further
Sure.
conversation.
Yeah, I mean, just in the interest of getting Noel's mind off of things, she'll just go do that.
Yeah, sure. Lauren,
Mm-hmm.
what are you doing as this is all going on?
That's a great question.
You are currently out at sea in the midst of 4 Eastern Alliance ships, significantly smaller vessels than the one you blew up yesterday. These are 2
I would
decks at the
say-
largest, 30 guns each. What are we talking about? What are we doing here as this crew is slowly delving the depths of this wreckage, dredging corpses and supplies from the water?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't think Alorn really wants to be there because there's all the dead bodies everywhere.
Sure.
There's dead bodies everywhere, Lauren.
Yeah, I know. She's like, where's not dead bodies? Where can I go where there's no dead bodies? I think she'd probably help for a little bit, but after, probably a day or so, she'd probably be like, I can't do this. I'm sorry. This is too much for me. Because I don't know. I feel like she's kind of thinking yes, these were bad people,
Right.
but is this any better than La Shirag? With the amount of destruction she caused.
Sure.
Because she can't talk to I guess she'll probably cast Dream night 1 and probably talk to Noelle and actually give her all the information she found out about Lasharog during her little escapade.
Sure.
Because I know she can't communicate with Alexi
True.
or Gideon.
That's why I did not take that spell.
So she'll talk to Noelle and ask her to update Gideon and Alexi.
Sure.
Because she doesn't have the means to do it herself.
Sure.
Easy enough.
And then I think she might be like, I don't know if I really want to be there right now, because I'm sure it's kind of terrible.
Yep.
So I think Lauren is probably going to go to Feral. Oh, and probably day 1 she would message Adlar and be like, oh, by the way, we're alive. We're good.
Oh, good. I was starting to think maybe you would.
Yeah, sorry. It's been a long fucking day.
So.
But yeah, I think she'd probably go to Feral to probably decompress a little bit.
Sure.
Not out of not wanting to help, she just really does not want to see it.
Which is fair.
Um,
So stick around for a day. Send a dream to Noelle to pass along what you learned. And then the next day depart for Feral.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
But I will say, we're going to try to do this redemption arc with Varys. So day 2, she's going to dream Varys. Hey, don't you give me that look, Pete. You literally are.
He is having
Part of-
a fucking party right now, you know.
Oh, I know. Well, that's why I can throw it in his face if he's real
What
happy.
kind of spell is Dream?
Ferris is sea elf.
No, he's not.
Oh, he's trying. Okay, good.
Varys is a Triton.
God, that would have been funny. This doesn't work out anyway.
Next campaign, it's all elves. Everyone is an elf.
An illusion.
Okay. So, that night...
We're gonna try, y'all.
Good luck.
Oh, it's gonna go terribly. I fucking know it is, but
How are you doing with things?
I want to try.
Because sometimes Lauren has never been a bad idea she didn't like.
Exactly.
Me and
I shot
Barnaby,
myself in the foot. Why'd I do that?
me and Barnaby are the angels on her shoulders, but we're both telling her not to do it.
Sorry, 2 seconds. How many diamonds could Sam Floatable get a hold of?
He would only have 500 gold pieces more after you bought 2,000.
I'll go ahead and take that last one then.
Sure. So, with Dream, Aloran, you are able to appear in their dreams, converse with them as long as they remain asleep for the duration of the spell, and you can also shape the environment of the dream, creating landscape objects and other images. And you can emerge from the dream at any time. So,
Cool.
What are you doing? What does this meeting look like?
I think it's just gonna be an ocean.
Just floating in the water.
Maybe like underwater.
Okay. So adrift, underwater, rays of light kind of piercing down through the surface of the sea, dappling your skin in sunlight, and floating about 15 feet across from you is Varys, who seems somewhat surprised and suddenly catches sight of you, and his eyes narrow.
Aw, come on, buddy. Come on,
You've
man.
learned a new trick.
Yeah.
I take it you're not just a dream.
Hmm?
I said, I take it you're not just a dream.
Oh, do you dream about me?
I don't.
Insight check.
Where are my clothes?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's probably shirtless too. He's just like, yeah.
No.
No, he's not
He'd be
shirtless?
wearing his like full attire.
Oh, so he's wearing his normal clothes, not
Yeah,
his prison clothes.
Not his prison clothes.
Okay. The Varys you remember.
Yes. Okay, so my insight was a 14 plus 8.
Okay.
So 22. Is he lying?
Maybe. So what do you want?
Oh, you're a bad liar. What's it about? Is it about murdering me? Or fucking me? Which one?
Could be
Or
both.
is it both?
Please don't let it be both.
At
Oh,
that,
no.
you get a smile.
I mean, that is kind of what his MO was.
Yeah. So it's both.
Fuck
I knew
'em
it.
and chuck 'em, right?
What?
This is a dark session,
Oh.
guys. The darkest session.
I mean, let's be
I'm
real.
so glad he's not here.
This is basically trauma the session.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is a traumatic session.
We knew
That's
it
why
was
I'm like, let's
coming.
just get all the trauma out.
He doesn't say that for what it's worth. But he does give you a fucking nasty smile when you say both.
Ooh, I knew it.
Why are you here?
I was bored. Thought I'd check in, see how you're doing, seeing if you're bored of your prison cell yet.
He's just staring at you.
I'm gonna go with a yes. Cool. So what have you been up to? How's La Sharag?
Free.
Free? I guess he hasn't updated you then.
You see that nasty smile falter a little bit.
He didn't tell you? Hasn't talked to you since?
I heard you were busy
Busy doing what?
causing problems. Trying to make a nuisance of yourself.
Oh, so about me scrying on him, finding out that you were communicating through dreaming and all that stuff? Yeah, so he really hasn't updated you. Got it.
You see the nostrils kind of flare a little bit.
I was just curious.
Are you just here to irritate me? Is that what this is?
Well, it's kind of entertaining. You have a really good expressive. But no, not really.
So why are you here?
Would you ever want out of your prison cell?
I'm sure I will be out in due time. I don't need your help to make that happen.
Oh, I know what time you're talking about. She'll give him a look.
You see the smile kind of come back. He nods. Not long at all now.
He's still got a few months.
I suppose you do.
And I know there's more of the babies. It wasn't just that one.
It was never just one.
Oh, no, of course not. Not after the first one. Does the thing get mad when, like, its babies die?
Who's to say? I'm not even sure they are babies. They might well be extensions of the Leviathan itself.
That's interesting.
But I am not quite so well versed in the mysteries of our great lord. Though I know someone who is.
Oh, I know. I tried, but he didn't get back to me, so here we are.
I suspect that might be about to change.
We'll see. It is funny, though, because I saw some things, and if he had taken me up on my offer, things probably would be a lot different right now.
Maybe.
Yep. What is it you call them? Heralds? Or something of the death apocalypse? That's what Lashrog is, right? So is Bloodbeard.
You certainly seem to presume you have some knowledge of what's coming.
I asked a question to a magic mirror. She kind of laughs at that. She's like, yeah.
You get a dark chuckle out of Varys from that one.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
And you think that tells you everything you need to know about what's
Oh,
coming.
no. By gods, no.
No.
But I did see myself join y'all.
Did you?
I did.
Have we had a sudden change of heart?
No. I think that opportunity might have passed already, because I tried.
I think
To,
it
like-
may well have.
No. He's really mad at us. After what we did to his, boat.
You have no idea.
Yeah. So you do know about the boat, then?
He's just staring at you.
Does he know about the boat?
You can roll an insight check.
Okay. Ooh, 15 plus 8.
He's definitely acting like he knows.
Yep. Well, I do find it interesting that he did leave you here, because he could have 100% broken you out in all this chaos.
There is kind of a pensive look that kind of passes over Varys' face.
What do you mean by pensive?
Thoughtful, reflective. He's thinking.
Does he say anything?
He eventually takes a deep breath of seawater and says, "My master did what needed to be done.
Oh, Varys, I was there. He could have gotten you so easily. That prison was practically unmanned during that whole affair. I could break you out easily still."
He's scrutinizing you. What are you saying exactly?
I'm saying I think he's left you behind. You don't matter that much to him.
I think you've misread me and my master for quite some time.
Oh, are you his master? Is that what's happening here? She's saying this very jokingly.
Hardy har. He starts looking around. So how big is this sea you've conjured? Am I free to while the rest of my hours away dreaming of freedom. He starts kind of swimming in circles.
I mean, you can.
He tries to go swimming in the ocean and just hits the glass of a fishbowl.
That'd be so fucking funny.
What a dick move.
Is there a place you want to see specifically?
Not one that you could show me.
Could show you the coral reefs by Daggermore. Or take you to your room, and they're back into his room. She's just sitting on the bed, probably.
He probably turns towards the door and, like, jostles the handle. Does it open?
It opens, but it's probably just, like, pretty blank because she didn't really pay too much attention.
He's, like, just looking around. He's like... Look, he's back into the bedroom, looking outside the door.
I was honestly really single-minded when I came in here.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Closes the door.
I mean, I truly did know before we fucked that you totally sacrificed me, and there was all those bloody towels in there and shit. Not my wisest decision, but...
But in my defense, have you seen you?
He starts looking around the interior, checking drawers. Pulls up the towel on the nightstand, sees what's inside it.
What's inside the towel?
It's your dream. You made it. What's in it?
I don't know, a fucking dagger? Sure.
Is there a dagger there?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, he gonna stab you with it?
He's definitely thinking about it. You can see him playing with it in his hands, looking at you.
Even if you stabbed me, it wouldn't hurt.
No?
I dealt with way worse than that.
He'll walk over and, without a word, just start to press it into your side.
I think she gives a fuck. She's in a dream. You can't technically hurt her. She's just kind of like sitting there like, really?
It's like one of those pretend knives that just kind of like springs into the handle.
That's like what it feels like to her. She's like, ooh, ow, I'm so wounded.
He'll just fucking throw the knife away and just start kind of pacing the room. Is this the plan now? To just hold me hostage for 8 hours? Every night?
I mean, it could be.
Maybe I will kill myself.
Ooh. Cool. I guess this is a good plan B then.
Joy of joys.
Joel flip him back into the ocean.
Alright. I will say, he does not seem like he is terribly interested in conversing much more.
Okay.
Is there anything that you're planning to try and wheedle out of him?
I feel like she'll just say it one more time. Be like, I could break you out of that prison really easily. So if you ever want to get along, let me know.
I'm sure you could.
Oh, I could. It'd be very easy.
He looks at you, but
Doesn't say
doesn't
anything. Cool. Well, she'll let him just kind of do whatever.
Are you just gonna hold him for 8 hours?
I mean, I feel like this is probably better than being in a prison cell.
Alright. I mean,
Yeah.
he's honestly probably just gonna start swimming away from you.
That's fine. She doesn't give a fuck.
Alright.
There's sharks that way, so.
Oh, yeah. Can I have some sharks start, like, fucking with him?
Sure.
Sorry, I like that idea.
For the rest of the night, I guess he just kind of swims around the periphery of the dream space until eventually the spell ends and you wake up.
Cool. I'm gonna do it the
Call
next.
that one Clive.
We don't have to RP the other ones, but she'll totally start doing it, like, every fucking
I
night.
mean, if you do it, the Lost Rogue can't.
Yeah.
Or if they,
exactly.
what happens if they both do it?
Yeah, right?
It's like, oh, sorry,
Me and
I didn't
Washer
know you were in
pop
a
in,
call.
It's like, oh, hello.
Well, Here's the thing. I don't think that you're actually sleeping when you're casting Dream. Because you are...
Oh, yeah, I guess that...
Oh, if I'm not, then no, I'm not going to stay there the full 8 hours.
Yeah, choose a creature known to you, creatures that don't sleep, blah, blah, blah. You or a willing creature you touch enters a trance state acting as a messenger. You can do it for up to 8 hours, but you're not getting any rest while you're doing it.
Got it. Okay, then I won't do it for a full 8 hours.
Okay.
We'll call that like 2 hours and then...
2 hours and then pop it.
Yep.
Okay, fair enough. I think it probably won't be a super long trip. I need to look back at the map here. Well, if you're flying to Feral, you could probably get there in 3 days, 3.5 days, somewhere in there. So, by, midweek, or at least by the end of the week, I should say, Burberry has spent, the last of his, or not the last, probably like the third or fourth of his diamonds, and you would have made your way to Feral by that point.
I feel like y'all will hate me because another day I totally want to fucking dream Lost Rock. Just to see how that interaction goes.
Not well for you.
I think,
Not well. No, I'm so curious though.
I remember the days when you used to be the bear before you kept poking it.
Yeah, I know. It'll be great.
Will it though?
No,
I need that skepticism meme.
it won't be. It'll be really bad. I'm just really curious how it'll go.
well, eventually you're going to reach Feral. What's happening at Feral?
What time do I get to Feral?
I mean, I think you probably have to be traveling for the full 3-4 days to get there.
Okay.
So I would assume evening.
Evening? Okay. How late in the evening?
After sunset, probably.
Cool. She'll probably go try to hunt down Adler.
Okay. Probably not super hard, because I think the bars you guys hang out at. And eventually, you track him down inside one of them. And he's just kind of at the bar, talking with some friends, and throwing them back.
I think she'll just walk up to him and be like, "Hey, save one for me, man."
Just chokes on it, spits like, "Hey, I was not expecting to see you today. That was very Spanish sounding. My name is Edla. There we go. That's my accent. Okay, better."
That's how much alcohol he's had.
He's secretly Spanish.
I get Spanish when I drink.
I'm Spanish at 3 drinks. 4 drinks and you're Irish.
When did you get here?
Oh, I just got here.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, can I get 2, please? I need a refilling.
Wait, who are your friends? Torture the DM real quick.
You remember Doto and this is Miran.
I'm a Lauren. Hello.
I know you, Dodo. It's just like, hey.
You don't know me, Dodo. Who are you?
Right. Good to meet you. Hi, I'm Dodo.
Hi, Dodo. It's so nice to meet you. I'm a Lauren.
Yeah. Hi, Lauren. He seems very into this bit.
Laura's totally coming off as this stalker girlfriend that just caught up to her boyfriend.
Low-key. Mirren, I think you recognize. I mean, you've shared a few drinks with him. He's just a local friend of the two.
Nope.
A couple other people who, semi-regular faces in Adler circles, but he'll get you some drinks and get you sat down and start asking for the story. What's going on?
Oh no, I need more alcohol for that story. Can I have 5 shots, please?
Shots are served.
Great. She's just gonna pop, 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 pop. All right, give me 15 minutes and then we can talk.
Okay. Good to know. 50 minutes later.
Yeah,
What do you
she'll
tell
give him the. Well, a giant sea urchin monster destroyed like part of Freeport. We killed it, and then we went into a giant storm, found Lost Shirog's ship, blew it up. I almost killed everybody in doing so, hence all the burns. And then I was on cleanup crew for a day, and then I flew out here because I didn't want to go back to Freeport. And here we are.
Okay, sounds like you need another drink.
I do.
Or get some more drinks going. I think the tone of the night is probably relatively lighthearted, although I think Adler definitely seems a little concerned. You kind of catch him giving you like just a disconcerted look every now and then over the course of the night.
It's fine. I'm
Yes,
fine.
5 shots at once is very fine.
Oh my god. I have done that before in different circumstances, and I was fine. Okay.
Okay, different circumstances. Keyword.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, how late do you stay out? What's the game plan?
It doesn't really matter.
All right. Well, he'll probably call it a night. Midnight, 1 o'clock. Start making his way back towards his place.
He's just gonna follow him.
Are you walking me home? Do
I
you
am.
think I am going to get lost?
Yes, you are.
You know full well I know this town like the back of my hand.
You're wearing your thingy, right?
Pull up the necklace.
Perfect. Cool. Just making sure.
Are we concerned about something?
Nope. We're great.
I know this town like the back of my hand. Oh, that's new.
Where are you staying? Did you get a room at the resort again? Mr.
No.
Bougie, I have all the money in the world.
I actually don't have any more money. It's all gone.
I don't believe that
I'm
for a
broke.
second.
I'm absolutely broke.
You look like a broke bitch.
I am.
We're
Completely
like a
am.
broken bitch.
I am a broken bitch.
Well, this is me. As he gets to the stairs of his parents' door.
Okay. Well, have a good night then.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm great.
You're acting really fucking weird.
I'm not weird. Okay, I'm gonna go. Okay, bye.
Oh, okay. She's like
What?
walking away.
You called me weird. Lauren's leaving.
Alright. Get some sleep.
Will do.
Message me in the morning.
Okay.
He's going upstairs.
Like 3 hours later, he's gonna hear a knock on his door, on his window.
What the fuck? You don't have a place to... Oh my god. Opens the window.
Okay. Is it okay if I sleep in here? Okay, cool. Thanks.
Welcome and good night, I guess. Okay. So, you're just gonna pass out in his bed? Is that the plan?
Yep.
Alright. I mean, he's drunk. He's probably not gonna fucking go anywhere. He's probably just falling back into bed and falling asleep.
Yep.
Alright. Well.
Yep.
As you sleep off your night of drinking, Lauren,
Uh-oh.
you suddenly
Oh no. It happened before I could do it.
wake up.
Oh no. Where am I?
You are in Adlar's room.
What do you mean I'm in Adlar's room?
You are in a bed in a nice wooden elvish house. And outside you can see a thick jungle landscape sprawling outside the city limits.
Okay.
Ocean in the other direction.
Okay.
And a bright crimson light shining up into the sky.
Okay.
And you hear a voice behind you.
Lovely.
Fair.
How much do you think you can hide from me?
I'm sorry, I barely could hear you.
I mean,
How
it sounded
much do you
super
think
creepy.
I don't.
Hide from me.
Huh? Oh, Lasharog. Hi.
As he steps out of the shadows.
How you doing?
Varys has told me a lot about you.
No. We don't even know each other that well.
Don't you?
Nope. Not at all.
I saw what you did to my ship.
That wasn't me.
Deception. With disadvantage.
Okay. Oh, it's a. I am really fucking lying.
Yeah, clearly.
Oh, I rolled like a nat 1.
And he's like a head taller than you and is just staring down at you, like through his brows, like just bright yellow eyes gleaming in the dark.
If it makes you feel any better, it was mostly me. The rest of the party really didn't do much.
I'm sure I will have every opportunity to deal with all of them in due time.
Me first? Oh. I feel so lucky. Oh, Lauren is really playing it off with humor right now.
Yeah. He takes a step forward, and the red light shining through the window grows. Whatever you think you've accomplished, you are only delaying the inevitable. You've seen what even a fraction of the Leviathan's power is capable of.
I know.
Takes another
Destroyed
step.
like everything in my village. Well, was my village.
Like many others before it.
Mm-hmm.
And another step, and the red light grows again. Soon, it will rise, and it will reclaim this world and restore its order upon
Lords.
every living thing that walks this earth.
Oh, I know. I know the gate will be opening soon. Does he have a reaction to that?
He smiles. I want you to see it with your own eyes. And you feel hands clamp on your throat. You feel your feet leave the ground and rush up through the ceiling, through the sky, the wind rushing through your fins. And you feel your body swung involuntarily eastward, where you can see the red light growing and growing and growing. You can see steam rising from the distant horizon. And then, like the sun, a giant spined silhouette beginning to rise up over the arc of the earth. And you can feel this bottomless, horrific hunger washing over you. ready to consume you and everything around you. And I'm gonna need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Is he still in front of me?
No, you're staring out over the sea. You're like floating in the air over Farrell.
Okay.
You can feel like a hand at your throat, like a gnarly, old, clammy, fucking warlock hand, like
Gross.
holding you there.
Oh, sweet. Okay. I'll probably pass this. If I didn't, then fuck me. 25?
Okay. You see, in the midst of this enormous silhouette, a ring of red eyes open up. You see the beak of this creature, massive in size, open, and that red light shines with an intensity beyond anything you've ever seen, washing over your body.
I feel like she's gonna say I've seen this before.
Before you can say anything, you bolt upright in bed, just drenched in sweat.
Okay.
Adlar is just next to you, reeking of booze.
Okay.
And you have had your visitation.
Please leave your tip at the door.
Thank you for visiting the hole.
I do have a question.
Hope you enjoyed your stay. Please leave a comment card.
When he said he wanted me to see it, was that what he wanted me to see, or is he saying like the whole fucking shindig?
Could be both.
Oh god, okay.
So, with that, we are pretty close to time.
Wait. We didn't cover an important thing, which probably won't take very long if I had to guess.
Which is?
What was Barnaby doing this whole time?
I was serving the food, what's it called? The place where the poor go to get food.
Soup kitchen?
Soup line. Yeah.
I'll be in charge of that.
Gumbo line.
As like an emergency food, like, here, let's get you some food
You are
to
going to
eat.
be cooking gumbo all day.
You say that like it's a
That's
problem.
not. There's no difference.
Yeah. Part of me's like, this is fine. I've had more
I'll do
customers
those
than
anyway.
I've ever had. This is great for business. So Barnaby's in charge of feeding the displaced. Which is
Mark's
great.
the one who delivers it to the people.
Yes. So, few orders of business before we wrap up for the night. Obviously, I do want to get to a conversation with Noelle and Martin next session, and then Victor and Barnaby, if you do want to go visit him whenever that happens.
Yes, I do want a visible Bubba.
So I do want to get to those. So that is on the docket. I will say on the 32nd, which would be 6 days after this all went down, the Presidium would receive a message, a formal written message sealed from Fort Franco and the Eastern Alliance, addressed to the Gatewatch and to the Lost Emeralds. And Gideon would read this and show it to everyone. That you have all been, your presence has all been formally requested at a meeting of East Alliance leadership on the 38th this week.
meet with these Sterlings on the 38th?
Yes.
Okay.
The letter does not go into much detail. It's pretty brief, but it does say your efforts in light of the recent catastrophe deserve recognition, and your expertise and experience would be welcome as we plan our next steps to combat this new threat.
Okay.
Can I offer to consecrate the Presidium against teleportation?
I think it is.
It is. But I
Okay.
appreciate the thought. Thank you.
I would curious, I mean, just a small thing, but like, what has Gideon been up to? Like, if, Noel's bumped into him in the hallways and stuff.
Gideon has spent a decent amount of time in his study.
What new?
But you have also run into him coming up out of the dungeon several times.
Is he still talking to the head?
Maybe.
Maybe he's talking to the random water elemental down there.
The head did a weird thing. And Gideon does seem preoccupied with it. But he is. You have seen him coming up out of the dungeon several times.
Okay.
Which
I'm
is not typical for him.
I'm not gonna poke at him, but.
And I would also say you've probably also seen Aaron with him most of the times coming up out of the dungeon.
Okay. Good to know.
The party has an invitation for a big wig meet and greet jam session on the 38th. And as a final note for the session, we are going to have a level up to level 10.
Oh shit.
Yay!
So, if we want to roll hit points, I say let's do that now.
Okay.
Druid hit points is a D8, right?
Yes.
Plus your con.
Yes. It's always hit dice plus con. And
Oh, no.
reroll ones.
Oh no.
I got a 5.
Guys, I'm scared.
What?
What'd you get?
I get divine intervention at level 10.
Oh hell yeah. I got an 8! Thank
Hey!
God! I
Big
needed
dice.
it real bad. Oh my god, and guys, my hit points are 69 now.
Nice.
Hey.
The bard's perfect number.
I can't go any higher, I'm sorry.
Or capped.
No more level ups for Noel.
So Noel's at 69.
69.
Sweet.
I'm taking level and fighter again.
Okay.
That way I get the thingy.
Oh, the gun thingy.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm going to be taking another level in fighter, which will give me my level 4. So I got to figure out if I'm taking a feat or if I'm doing a status.
That is 7 plus 4, so that would be 11.
So you're at 118.
Correct.
Okay.
I got 4 plus 2.
So Burberry would be at 77.
Yes.
Okay. Lauren, where are you at?
83.
Okay. And John is at 120 something.
122, I got to roll a die and then add
Con.
con.
Yep. And if you're doing fighter, it's going to be a D10.
It would be 13. So that would put me at 136.
Sweet. And let me double check. I want to say that there's a proficiency bonus this level, but I'm not sure. Oh no, that was last level.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So 10th level features are online. We got hit dice. No proficiency bump. But the casters do have another 5th level slot, I believe.
No one gets cool stuff this session. I get to take non-bard spells.
I get to be
Shit.
elemental.
You get cool stuff too this level.
Finally.
It
I've been waiting
this is
for
the
that
big
for
level
so
casters,
long.
For sure. Divine Intervention, Elemental Wild Shape, and what is it? Legend or not?
Bardic
Legend,
secrets or something.
Magical Secrets.
I don't even remember what Divine Intervention does, but the fact that I've had this angelic whatsamajiggy lingering around me makes me nervous.
I wanted to ask you about that, but there's no. I didn't see it, so I was like, I can't really do it in character.
Yeah, so Divine Intervention is basically you can ask for it once a day, and then you roll D100, and as long as you roll your level or lower, it pops off.
Oh, alright.
So
You got a 10% chance to do something really cool.
Hey, no,
you have a 10% chance
guys.
to ask a god to directly intervene to do shit for you.
This will be great. Because remember, I'm shit at rolling.
Oh my god. You found your calling.
Yeah. So if you when you fail a Divine Intervention roll, you can basically try it once a day. As soon as you get one that succeeds, you have to wait 7 days before you can do it again.
That's cool.
It's pretty powerful.
Last time I played Cleric, I never got it once. It was
It's
great.
true, he never did.
It's a shame.
Despite trying.
But yeah.
And I'm excited because I actually own a D100.
Hey, that's cool.
So, MVP. Do you want to do an MVP vote for this session?
I mean, I'm voting for Burberry for resurrecting children.
Yeah, it seems
That's a
like
pretty
noble-
good deed.
noble cause.
Pretty on the. Yeah, that's hard to beat. That's fair. So,
You know,
everyone take an RP point. Burberry, take 2.
I thought I could just resurrect anyone, but that would be somehow even worse in the chaotic.
You know, it's hard when you have so limited resources to say who gets it.
The resurrection lottery.
Yeah.
I bet Sam Plotable loves me though.
I mean, Sam Ploto is probably loving everyone right now. He's making bank. So,
It's Implotable's best week ever.
best business he's ever done in Freeport.
Accidental war profiteering.
Yep.
I can't help but if magic needs rocks, I deal in rocks. It's good business.